Welcome back to some more Dark Souls Remastered. Last time we ended up going through Lower Undeadburg, getting through all of Blighttown, exploring some of the demon ruins, and going back to the Undead Asylum to do some cleanup there. We got pretty darn powerful, and now it's time to go to Sen's Fortress, which a lot of people know as Sen's Funhouse, with a little smiley face there at the end, because it's a fun place. Good luck. Yeah, I couldn't have put it better myself. So already, there's a raised little tile right here. This is a trap. It'll shoot a crossbow trap at you through this little slit right here. There's also these big snake guys, but you can use the trap against them. As you can see, it does some very fair damage. These guys have a lot of health and defense, and frankly, if you're a physical build at this point and you didn't farm large Titanite shards in Lower Blighttown, you're probably going to struggle against these guys. They're not super difficult, especially if you have a pretty good shield, but they certainly pack a punch, and they have a fair bit of health. I believe they're notably weaker to magic and piercing attacks. So, use what you got, get through them. And welcome to Sen's Fortress. Now, one of the biggest reasons I wanted to go back to the Undead Asylum is because we're actually going to be using the Rusted Iron Ring for a large portion of this dungeon. As you can see, Sen's Fortress is filled with all sorts of fun things, which is why that little smiley face is usually added to referring to it as Sen's Funhouse. There's even other snake men up there. There's a whole slew of enemies. Luckily, you can parry the serpent men. That makes a lot of this a lot more manageable. But some of their parry windows are a little weird, and they do have some attacks that are harder to deal with. Now, if you note, it looks like there's just a black abyss down there. There isn't. There's actually a flooring down there, but it's covered in sticky black tar. Should you go down there, you'll be very, very slow without the ring that we obtained, which is why I wanted to make sure we went out of our way to go get it. The only other thing is that you might want to save exploring down there for later. There are a lot of very difficult enemies down there that, frankly, at this point in the game, you will probably struggle with. I'm talking several Titanite demons that have endgame stats, or at least late mid-game stats. So, be careful before you go down there. Notice there's another little pressure plate there. Step on it, go to the side. Nothing all that bad. And for your troubles, you receive some large Titanite shards. Very nice. Now, this room here has a bit of a secret. As you can see, there's some sort of trail and clearly some markings of movement through here. Later on, we'll end up moving a, I guess, giant ball machine that will launch giant balls down several different paths. Eventually, you can make it shoot balls down this path and break open this wall. But there's actually another way to do it. If you notice, this serpent here is rather complacent. So let's wake him up. And now if you block right here and let him do a very specific attack, I forget which one it is, I think it's that attack, he can actually break this wall for you. So just give him a couple tries, make sure he doesn't fall off the ledge. Oops, make sure you don't fall off the ledge. There you go. And yeah, he'll break open the path for you way earlier than you would normally be able to do it. By doing this, you save yourself a little bit of backtracking later, though if you come here now, you may not have the things you need in order to actually do anything with this. Still, I thought it was fun and I wanted to show it off. And if you notice, there's someone in here.
You seem quite lucid. A rare thing in these times. I am Logan. I'm a bit cooped up, as you can see. I have a bright idea. Suppose you set me free. I'm old and empty-handed, but I could repay you with knowledge and sorcery. This place is melting my mind. The inactivity is repressive.
So, yeah, we'll let him open. Now, notably, if you don't have the master key, you will find the key to this cage much later. But because we have it, we can do this now.
Oh, heavens. Thank you. I'm saved, and I'd love to resume my travels. But I must log a few things first, and I owe you a favor. I will return to Firelink Shrine. Speak with me there, so that I may impart my sorcery.
And we will be sure to go back to Firelink to talk to Big Hat Logan. If you're not a wizard, you probably don't care about this guy much, but he is the de facto sorcery tutor. He will give you the most powerful sorceries in the entire game, barring a few. There are a couple sorceries, same with miracles and pyromancies, that you can't get from vendors, such as, say, Poison Mist, or Magic Weapon, or, you know, something like that. Obviously, we got Magic Weapon earlier from Griggs, but there are certain things that you just can't find in the world. So I guess, you know, poor example saying Magic Weapon, but rest assured, there are things that you won't be able to get from him. You can get a lot, trust me, some very powerful, good things, but not everything. So while he will teach you the majority, he won't teach you the rarest stuff. So here are those boulders I mentioned. So it's a little bit of duck and weave. Keep on moving, get to the next area. And before going in there, let's actually deal with this fella. Do your best to try to push him in. Once you have, you find a little safety alcove up here. Inside, there's a little chest with a ring of steel protection. Super useful if you just need a boost of defense. There's actually a certain boss fight we might use that for later. Now, if you see a little down there, to the left and down, there's our friend Zegward. So, let's go speak with him. And I missed the item like a fool. Whoopsies. Hey there, bud.
Where did you come from? Splendid news, I tell you.
Yeah.
So you see my plight. Yes, indeed. I've run up against a wall, or a ball, to be precise. I'm afraid I'm a bit too tough to be outrunning those things. So here I sit, quite a little, but who knows? Perhaps we'll have another development.
And so we shall. As I already spoiled a little earlier, we're going to disable or change how this trap works. When we do that, we'll come back here and talk to Zegward again. So be patient, wait for the ball to go by, in, out. It's not so bad. It is kind of a really fun set piece, though, that the giant gimmick of Sen's Fortress is Indiana Jones ball traps. Can't say there's a lot of dungeons in games where that's the entire gimmick. Yep, like the message says, there's a trap here. Should you trigger it, face the wall, and it'll miss you. Also, hi there, Snake Man. Nice backstab you got there. Whew. That biting attack he does, you can't parry, so be careful about that. Like other enemies, these guys can drop their weapons, so keep that in mind. Yeah, that message ain't lying. Once the boulder rolls by, quickly run out and run up these stairs. If you're quick enough, which we barely were, you can get up into the room where this is all being fed through. Down there is where we found Big Hat Logan. Send a boulder through, it'll break the wall. Otherwise, this is where the boulders were originally going, but we don't need that. Now, something interesting is if you let boulders continue to go down this path, nothing will really happen and it'll create a headache for you later. So what you actually want to do is send them down this path for a minute. There's actually an area that you can access if you send enough boulders down here. So in the meanwhile, let's take a look at what else is going on. So here's where we came from, and as you can see, there's some items down here. So while the boulders fill up the pit, and it actually may have been this way, I kind of forget which way it is exactly, but we'll figure it out in a minute. But point is, we can go explore a bit. Relatively safely, too. So up here is a nice little item. The Black Sorcerer gear, and Hush. A nice little sorcery. Otherwise, we can open this gate. It actually would have been locked had you come through this way. So it's nice that we're getting this now. And yeah, actually I was totally wrong. We did not need to send boulders down this way. But it's fun to see him go. Yeah. And you can come over here. And there's this contraption. This will actually be where we come from in a moment, so I'm not going to go that way just yet. We'll be going through there anyways later. At this point, I just wanted to make sure. Sometimes I forget where certain hidden walls are. Now let's head back up. Nice and easy. And let's send boulders back down through here. Just like so. Now the actual way to go for progress is actually right here. But like I said, there's a lot more to do here, so we don't want to go up that way just yet. We're going to send a couple more boulders down this way. I forget how many it is, but I know you need quite a few. So I might just let a couple go on down and see what happens. Also, I guess while we're here, let's take a look at that armor, shall we? It's pretty similar to the Sorcerer Cloak, though it has not nearly as good of defenses in really any regard, though it does weigh less. And it does have higher status element resistance, so that's cool. It also, I guess, depending on matter of opinion, looks cooler. So feel free to use it if you want, but I'm going to stick with our upgraded cloak for now. Otherwise, something else I should mention, the gold hemmed set that we got earlier before we fought Ceaseless Discharge is a really powerful set this early in the game. It can't be upgraded, but it offers some of the most fire resistance and poison resistance in the game. So this is a pretty darn good cloak. Frankly, you might want to wear it. Can we quick roll with this? Ooh, we can. So honestly, I think for now, we'll rock that. I don't want to say the gloves are very good. Again, really good for fire resistance, but not physically. Otherwise, I don't think we have any other big upgrades we could be wearing. I guess the skirt. We can still quick roll with that. You know, fair enough. Maybe this is what we'll keep equipped. It's not exactly the most dignified thing, but, you know. And granted, for physical protection, the Crimson set is actually a little better, though it does weigh more. So, keep that in mind. Honestly, if we can wear it, let's do it. Ooh, we can. Cool. I guess we'll wear this for now. And that should be more than enough boulders, so let's set it to shoot them out there. No need to have them being launched at us while we explore now. So let's take our time and get moving. Yeah, this is the pit I was mentioning, and unfortunately it seems that you actually need to be down here in order for the boulders to fill it up, so oops. Now, believe it or not, buff up and hit this chest with as much damage as you can, because this is your first mimic. As you can see, there's a lot of notes around this bad boy, because this guy has been the death of many, many players. They do a lot of damage and can grab you and basically insta-kill you. If you let them eat you while they're a chest, you'll probably die to them. Ooh, and for beating him, we get a lightning-infused spear. Very cool. Now, there is a tell to know when a mimic is a mimic. Every chest in the game has a little chain that is to the right of where you open it. Should you identify that the chest you are looking at is a mimic, all you need to do is look at the chain, and if it's curled, like a big circle or the letter C, then it's not a mimic. If it's a straight, kind of snaky chain, that's a mimic. So keep that in mind while you're exploring. Come on. There we go. Guess we'll just follow this boulder on down. May as well. Whew. Little close call, but we're good. And on the way down. And now if I were you, simply sit right here and let boulders pile on up. Also take the time to heal. Yeah, there we go. Much quicker. Eventually, because the ball pit gets clogged up, boom! It makes you a nice new path, where you get the covetous gold serpent ring. This is a really wonderful ring. It boosts your item discovery. If you notice, by 200%. Maybe not percent, but by 200. It's really good if you're trying to get an item, such as, you know, the boulder side sword. So if you didn't want to farm that earlier because what I was doing looked horrible and tedious, now is a really good time to try to go get it. Because frankly, they just gave you an item that really helps with finding things. Oh, whoopsies. Yeah, there's this little ladder here. I don't really know why, but it's here. So yeah, once you're done here, go back to where you fought the mimic and take the elevator up. Notably, that is a bottomless pit, so if you miss the elevator, you will die. Also, if you notice, the elevator goes up a little more than where it stops. Should you remain on the elevator, if you notice the blood splatter, you'll get crushed into a spike trap. I don't believe it instantly kills you, but it does a lot of damage. So, yeah, maybe don't do that. I mean, do what you want, but, it's not my cup of tea. Uh-oh. Yeah, I should be a little careful there. Huh. Well, good. So, now that we're done with the boulders, we can move them on back. And, head on up. Sounds like a plan to me. And here is another pressure plate. So yeah, super dangerous. If you aren't looking around, you can get killed pretty darn quickly. It's a rough place if you don't know what you're doing. And for these, just run on through. You should be fine. Deal with your local serpent man. Whoops, I parried way too soon. Wow, was too soon on that too? Jeez. Hey, quit that. Well, I'll just backstab you. No sweat off my back. Excuse me, my good sir. Get parried. And man, that looks painful. You stab him kind of right in the dick. Ugh. Can't say I would want that to happen to me. And over here, we have yet another snake man. There you go, pal. At least he's a good sport about it. Come on. Hey! Oh, that's bad. Yeah, sometimes the other gold snake that was, that's up the stairs will decide he really needs to come join his friend down here. If that happens, just kind of back it up. Give him the old backstab. You'll be fine. Admittedly, I feel like a lot of players struggle with this game because it's very easy to let enemies gang up on you. And frankly, when it's 1v, well, more than 2, it's really tough. And even sometimes 1 versus 2 is notoriously difficult. There's a very specific boss fight that is rather infamous in this game later on that I'm sure many players know about. We'll be having fun with that once we get there. Whew, almost got me. You notice there are 2 pressure plates. Be careful. Then we can come deal with our friend. 1 poke, and he's gone. I did it! Woohoo! I love the little messages like that. They're so fun. Because clearly it's, you know, it tells a story of, like, whoever wrote that message, dev, player, whoever, it was clearly an area they struggled with, and it's cute that they, you know, wrote a little message. Now, right here, you might notice there are black scorch marks. There's a giant up there throwing fire bombs down at us. So, be careful. Unfortunately, that fire is active for a pretty long time. What I would recommend, come up here, grab the item, and drop down here. Unfortunately, we were just invaded. So, this is fun. Oh, here he is. Alright. Come on, chap. Yeah, we're getting backstabbed. Oh, cool. Backstab me, dude. Come on. Welcome to Dark Souls latency, folks. Uh-huh. Come on. Alright, that should kill him. Hey, we did it. Beat our first invader. Very nice. Whew. So now that we've defeated someone whose name was probably Dick, Cock, or some other obscenity, let's light our bonfire and continue on our way. Also, while we're at it, let's upgrade our vitality a little. Because now things are going to get a little scary. Because I mentioned there's ways to go down there. And wouldn't you know it, there are. So, once we have that bonfire, I like to backtrack and start heading down there. Because if you can see, there are items. Now, this is where certain sorceries would help you, such as the falling one. Otherwise, let's take the plunge and see how much it does. A lot of damage. This is also why I felt perfectly fine taking the plunge, is because, frankly, I knew we were right here. Plus, that'll make us not human anymore. And let's see if that, let's get rid of, sure. Because, where is it? There it is, fall control. It said this helps you take falls. So, let's see if that's really true. It's at least worth a check, right? Whew. Watch out for that trap. It'll reset every time. Hey there, buddy. Goodbye. Yeah, let's just trigger that. Be nice and done with it. And yes, that's where we're trying to get to. Now, evidently, it'll be a little easier doing that if we hop down a little more. So let's wait for these. Go. Wait for those. There we are. And let's go right here. And then, trying to think of the best way to get over there. I think it's basically just jumping right here. So let's cast Fall Control. There we go. And let's get ready. And leap. And as you see, we took 0 fall damage. Fall control? Surprisingly solid. It, kind of breaks the game in a lot of really unintended ways. And here we get the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring. I believe this gives you the permanent effect of the Hush spell, which makes it so enemies can't hear you. So if they don't see you and rely on sound to find you, that can be a really powerful tool. Otherwise, safely make your way down and take your time here, because if you see, there's a big old Titanite demon. Frankly, because we have magic, let's use that. And as you can see, while it does good damage, this guy has a lot of health. This is probably the easiest way to deal with this Titanite demon, but the rest aren't going to be so easy. There we go. Now, notably, Titanite demons are some of the few enemies who don't respawn when you beat them. Ooh, for coming all the way down here, we get a Scythe, Soul of a Brave Warrior, and of course, some Demon Titanite. Very nice. Yeah, because we have the Rusted Iron Ring, this tar isn't going to slow us. Should we unequip it, it really slows you. You can still kind of run in it as if you were medium weight. So it's not the worst, just don't expect it to be all that easy. This is mainly the big reason why I wanted to go out of my way to go to Blighttown, and, or not Blighttown, the Undead Asylum, to get the ring. It is also good at Blighttown, which is kind of where I was headed with it. Yeah, be careful. There's plenty of those snake dudes who are going to be raining lightning down on you. They hurt. This is the guy I kind of wanted our heavy soul arrows for. Uh-oh. Ow. So yeah, I don't think this one is the one that, does a ton of damage, but there is one of these guys that just is ridiculously powerful here. I don't think it's this one, but there is one. I think he's around the corner from where we're headed. There we go. Ow. I gotta say, though, magic really makes a lot of sections in this game a lot more tolerable. Having played it, you know, several times before without magic, it's really nice having all this utility. The game does a really good job of making sure you're ready for whatever you're gonna face, which is nice. Yeah, this guy right here. I want to say he does really big damage. Yeah, as you can see from his defense, he doesn't take a whole lot either compared to the other guy. And there's another one in back, too. So, yeah. It's not super fun. Woo. Yeah, for us, we're just going to use our magic as much as we can. And once we're out, we'll rely on the good old fisticuffs. Or, you know, magical sword techniques. Similar. Oh, he got us through the wall. Unlucky. Still, the way down will be a lot easier, and we'll have all of our magic back. So, it's not all bad. Make sure you still have your fall control equipped. You're going to need it. I want to say it makes it so you can just take any plunge. Like, I think we could even survive this. I don't want to particularly test it. But, well, we may just have to. Go. Fall control. And jump on over. Well, I guess we're testing it. Yeah, so From certain heights, it won't do much. If it's a height you could have lived with a larger amount of health, it will save you. However, if it's a fall that you couldn't have lived regardless of how much HP you have, it won't help you. So for instance, you couldn't survive that fall. Which is why it's important to go down to that little ledge and then jump down. I kind of wanted to make sure that I actually got to show this off, and frankly, I couldn't think of a better place to do it than Sun's Fortress. So while we did lose a couple thousand souls, boo-hoo, and I think a humanity or something, it's totally fine. There are things that we will absolutely get back. And so long as you have one humanity, you have as many as you want. Same with souls, thanks to the duplication glitch. So, you know, while it's not intended, it does work. Alright, let's cast Fall Control. There we go. There is probably a better way to do this rather than jumping like this, but this works. So, I like doing it. Plus, a lot of the snakes just end up falling down and dying. Kind of like that. I don't think he actually died, which is funny. But, point is, they, aren't a big issue. Thank you, Fall Control. Super useful. Go. Now, notably, we do still have the effect active right now. It's just that the stamina regen effect overrides the animation of having the fall control effect. So, just something to note. I think there's a snake dude up there. I'm not totally certain. I'm gonna just ignore him for now. We have bigger fish to fry. And we have all our magic back, which is nice. Hey there, buddy. How you doing? This is gonna hurt. Not a bad trade, all things considered. Ow. It's a lot of damage there, fella. Wow, he hits you all the way from there. That is ridiculous. I did not think he had that much range. I mean, I know he has range, but man. That's crazy. Yeah, honestly, it might be better for me to just use magic weapon and go at him like that. So, let's try it. Buff on up. Drink our sippy cup. And let's get to it. Now, I will say, if you don't have the rusted iron ring for this fight, I don't even think I would recommend trying to fight these guys. You're gonna really struggle. And sure, you can do it without it, but it's not easy. Now, the only thing to be careful of is the other Titanite demon is going to probably be shooting you almost the entire fight. So, be careful of that. That lightning damage will add up. Now, it's not a terrible thing if he starts to just cast lightning. But, be careful. Ow. Whew. I'm good on that, buddy. Come on, big damage, big damage. Oh, hit the wall. Oh, that sucks. Come on, baby. Big damage. Woohoo! Big damage. We love that. Ow, I rolled really poorly. Might die for it. Still might die for it. No, we're alright. These are probably two of the harder Titanite demons in the game, just because they're in such an awkward spot and there's two of them. Were it not for the fact that there's two of them, it wouldn't be all that bad, but there are two of them. So it's kind of like, well, what are you going to do? Stop going in the wall, magic. There. This is also why I didn't want invaders to show up while doing this, because this is a kind of lengthy process. And it's hard enough as is without being harassed. Ooh, a snake fell and died, I think. Not bad. We'll take it. Come on, baby. Really? I'm just gonna poke you. Can you be done? Can you be done? Thank you, buddy. It's a lot easier when there's just one of them. Because now you don't have to worry about getting pipped by lightning bolts in the back for the entire fight. That's a big jump. Go. Fortunately, we are going to run out of magic, but oh well. It's at least magic well spent. I'm surprised that did not hit me. Well, while we're waiting, let's buff up and get in and get swinging. Come here. There we go. What you doing, pal? What you doing? That is a fine attack for you to do. Yeesh. Yeah, careful on that one. Ow. Ow. Swing and hope we kill him? I'm thinking so. Nice. Not the easiest fight in the world, especially if you don't have magic. Yeah, plenty of Demon Titanite. Which, unfortunately, that's kind of all that's down here. So, yeah. Also, listen to that wet gloopy sound of stepping in tar. Ugh. Now, something I haven't mentioned yet is what Demon Titanite is for. Generally speaking, Demon Titanite is used for upgrading boss weapons. Eventually, you can trade, find, or obtain the weapons that bosses use. Quaelag's sword, for instance, is a boss weapon that you can obtain later. When we beat her, we got her soul. Later on, you can actually forge, I believe it's a plus 10 curved sword into Quaelag's sword, which is really cool. It gives you an incentive to use weapons that you may not have thought to use and to upgrade too. Ooh, nice little hidden wall. Goodbye, Serpent Man. Thanks for the soul. And, up we go. Nice angle. Huh. Oh, this is unexpected. So yeah, this brings you to the top of Sen's Fortress, where you find the golem who actually opened the gate. Notably, he's not going to be very nice, for whatever reason. Don't know what he has against us, but, buff up and give him what for. At least if you have buffs. If you don't, good luck. Notably, he is a lot less resilient than the Titanite demons. After he does that big attack, he's nice and wide open. So just kind of hammer on him. And yeah, there you go. It doesn't feel the greatest to be killing him, but he does leave you a Titanite chunk, so that's nice. And yeah, plus, what a view up here. See where you rang the first bell, some of Undeadburg, the church, and way down there. It's super pretty. No music or wind. I mean, it's really peaceful up here. Makes it kind of sad that you killed the giant, but it is what it is. So, once you've gone on your giant killing excursion and gotten all your Demon Titanite and whatnot, feel free to jump on down and welcome back to the beginning of Sen's Fortress. That's more or less everything that we needed to get. Still, we do need to go back to talk to Siegmeyer, so let's do that. I don't think there's anything down there by those snakes. There might be, but I don't think there is. So, oh well. If there is, I'll, I guess mention it in post, maybe? Nah. I'm too lazy for that. But like I said, I don't think there is. Hey. A lot of bleed buildup. I want to say in this game... Oh, well, goodbye. Huh. He actually lived that fall. That's insane. Anyways, I was going to mention, I believe in this game... Oh yeah, for some reason this wall repairs itself. I don't know why. Now, like I was trying to mention for the 80th time... Oh. Where it's gone. Well, alright. Still, drop down here, grab the Chotel. That's a very unique curved sword that actually ignores some of the block percentage of shields, which is really good. If you remember, it was actually the signature weapon of Knight Lautrec. Also, now that we're done with that segment, I'm going to put our Lingering Dragon Crest ring back on. Because I don't plan on playing in the mud again anytime soon. Or the tar. So rather than going that way to the bonfire, let's take a trek on through here. And we'll find a Balder Knight. So, if you want to try to farm the Balder Side Sword, you can actually do it here. Which is really nice, because this is where you get the ring for boosted discovery rate. There we go. I would have laughed had I gotten a Balder Side Sword from him. Hey there, pal. Nice sword you got. I got one just like it. Wonder if he had to farm for it for hours, too. I guess in his own right, he probably did. What are you doing? Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, oh no. Still, for coming down here, you get the stone flame plate, or the flame stone plate ring. Got the name, or the words mixed up. That boosts your fire defense. It's pretty useful. Also, there's something interesting that just happened. If you noticed, a little Estus-looking effect happened, and we gained an Estus flask use. What that was, I believe, is someone kindled in this area. Randomly, whenever someone kindles, it'll give you an extra Estus flask charge. I believe it's a chance to give it to anyone in the player pool, so we just happened to get it, which is cool. And you're kind of rude. Yeah, last time we fought this dude, we just kind of cheesed him with magic. Otherwise, ye old strategy of walk behind him, it still works. Notably, I would actually walk to his left rather than his right, just because of his swing patterns. Still, either direction does just as well. He's really not all that bad. He looks intimidating, but I mean, come on. He's kind of a pushover. You know, I do wonder what an Estus flask would actually taste like. Or feel like? I don't know. Seems like it tastes good. Anyways, while coming up here, we get to meet a very special someone. Say hello to Ricard. He's, a pretty special enemy. Namely, because he has that rapier, which has a signature attack on it. That, specifically, is Ricard's rapier. A very infamous weapon. Because frankly, the R2 on it does a multi-hit stab attack, and when you buff it up, it does some insane damage. So, yeah. If you want one of the highest damage weapons with a buff in the game, there you go. Also, see? Curled chain. So these are both safe. And you get a Divine Blessing. Nice full heal. And in this one, you get a rare Ring of Sacrifice. Now, compared to the Ring of Sacrifice, this allows you to lose nothing upon death, but the ring breaks. This, you die, lose nothing, and it nullifies any curses you might have received. There's actually an instance later in the game where I actually recommend using that ring, because there's an instance where you have to die, and there's a really high chance you're going to get cursed. So, I would save it for then. Man, again, look at that view. It's impressive seeing the world. And notably, that's not even the main city. The main city's way up there, which is where we're headed. Yeah, as you can see too by all the scorch marks, that giant is putting in some work. Whew. Now this is probably a scary jump, but if you make it, you'll be handsomely rewarded. Just be careful, he can throw firebombs onto the bridge. So, don't take your time. Still, hey there, guy.
What? Who are you? Another undead, eh? I took on Sen's fortress alone, but I'm no different from those vile creatures. I was driven by conceit. You think you're different? That you can handle it? Yes, I remember that feeling. For I was the same. So, let me help you out with your soul searching.
Sure. And he'll sell you a whole bunch of items. He'll sell you a bunch of green blossoms, black fire bombs, plus some really nice upgrade materials. Frankly, if you're going into the catacombs after Sen's fortress, I would pick up some of these. Otherwise, large titanite, never a bad idea. He also sells a whole slew of weapons. The great sword, the great axe, the boulder shield, and the tower shield. Sells standard arrows, and the Katarina armor, as well as Boulder Knight armor, and the steel armor. So, that's pretty cool. He also sells the Thunderstone plate ring, and the Spellstone plate ring. This is a lot of,
Fine then. Rush in like a naked babe and be skinned alive.
This is a lot of really good, expensive stuff, so, well, while we could sit here farming all day long, drop some arrows, and do the old duplication trick, because, I imagine you probably want this stuff. And frankly, I do too, because I don't want to have to come back to this guy. Now, admittedly, in a normal playthrough, I usually just buy everything he has, like 99 of it, because I don't want to come back for this guy. He's in a really awkward spot. So yeah, 340,000 souls? Should be more than enough. So let's buy the rings, and let's buy one of each piece of armor. Just for later, you never know. I'm probably not going to use it, but, you know. Grant, I do like the Boulder armor. I think it does look good. Buy a great sword and the tower shield. We already have a great axe. Don't know where we got it, but it's cool. Buy a bunch of green herbs and some fire bombs. Sure. I guess we could buy some titanite too. Why not? Sure. And one more large for the road. Perfect.
Go along, try and make something of yourself. But nothing will come of it. And I should know.
It's funny. Well, this dude is actually fairly tall. He's also just literally floating, so he looks a little taller than he actually is. Kind of a funny detail. Still, helps us, so it is what it is. Now, something I will mention. For what's coming up, you will want to be human. There's an NPC you can summon for the upcoming boss fight, which notably isn't very far away. So I might actually pop a humanity and then become human again. I just really didn't want to be human while we were doing the below segment. Also, there's the cage key, so you need to come all this way before you can free Big Hat Logan if you don't have the master key. Have fun running back if you didn't pick the master key. Anyways, like I was saying, I didn't want to be human while doing the Black Tar Pit segment and fighting the demons, so that's kind of why I was more than okay to mess around with fall control and try some dangerous jumping. But yeah, now that we've done all this, actually getting up to the boss is a fairly simple task. So if I were you, take the time, use a homeward bone, go human, and make your way up the rest of Sen's fortress. It's not that bad of a trek, all things considered. So let's use our humanity, like so. Sit down, reverse our hollowing, and then let's haul ass. I kind of look at running through levels while human as kind of like a timer. How long can you go before you get invaded? I think it's fun. At least it's fun when, you know, the invader is actually fightable. Like that guy we had earlier. We could fight him. But, not all invaders are going to be like that, like I've said. Quite a few players just turn on cheat engine, hit infinite health, and go from there. Notably, should you find a player that's cheating like that, there's one thing that will beat any invader no matter what in this game. Gravity. Should you knock an invader off a ledge that will put them into a kill plane, kind of like the ones that we fell into while testing out fall control, it will kill them even if they have infinite health and invincibility turned on. So, abuse gravity should you find an invader. At least, you know, one that's blatantly cheating. So right here, we can use that very same cage key. This is how you're supposed to know and realize that, oh, I can open these now. But, should you open this one and take it on down, you'll find that this is actually a massive shortcut back to the beginning of the fortress. Hi there, Mr. Snake. Gonna go back in my cage. Ow. Well, that's what I get. But yeah, so now is a pretty good time to go back to get Logan. So, it's not all that bad. It seems bad, but it's not. Oh, just look at that view. I swear, every time we look at it, it just gets that much better, because we get just a little bit higher. It's nice. Still, final stretch. Keep on running. Also, say hello to the only Boulder Knight in the game that uses a crossbow. Kinda weird, huh? It's the only one. Kinda cool, though. So yeah, once you make it up here, feel free to run over to this little hidden tower. Should find the summon sign of Iron Tarkus. He's the reason that I wanted to get ready for what's to come, because as you can see, that's a big enemy. And Iron Tarkus is especially good at dealing with him. You may have noticed that a lot of the summons in this game are really good at fighting the bosses that they're posted outside of. It's really nice that they, you know, thought to help the player out like that. Also, here's the bastard golem who is chucking bombs at you. Ugh. Come on, Tarkus, show him what you're made of. Usually he likes to defend, but let me tell you, when he does swing, man, does he do some damage. Come on, hit him, buddy. Come on, hit him. Yeah, 334. Compared to our, you know, 50. That is quite the difference. Now, granted, he is, you know, two-handing a giant greatsword and is probably more spec'd into it than we are, so, it makes sense. Now, notably, there's that bridge we were on. You can actually jump across and fight the golem who's dropping balls down there. Should you do that, it'll permanently disable the ball trap. So, make sure you get everything you want with it before doing that. We'll go back in a minute, but I wanted to do this with Tarkus first, just to get this out of the way. Let's go to our boss fight against the Iron Golem. Ow. Normally that hits this little rubble pile. I'm kind of surprised it didn't this time. So yeah, this dude is kind of crazy. I want to say he's actually pretty weak to magic. Like, comparatively. Yeah, 34. Now, if you notice, should we do enough damage? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He might throw us off. Well, this is precarious. Woo! That was a lot closer than I would have liked. Should Tarkus hit his legs enough, he'll lose his balance. Should you do enough damage, you can actually topple him. Come on, buddy. He's not going for it, I guess. There we go. If he's by a ledge, you can actually knock him off and instantly kill him, which is why Tarkus is really helpful for this fight. We didn't get to see it, but you get the picture. And he gives you a whopping 40k souls, which is really good. So when you're ready to actually proceed, go to that golden ring. But, like I said, I'm going to go back and go fight that golem we missed. Do you need to? No. Is it fun? Yeah. Kind of why I figured I may as well. Plus, I can just hop down and almost die. Well, this is precarious. Huh. Well, I messed it up. So what I was trying to do there is, should you fall down, if you're quick enough, you can actually quit out of the game and it'll respawn you where you just fell from. Also, I totally just reversed my camera controls. I'm used to doing that in different Dark Souls games, not Dark Souls 1. But, also Elden Ring. That's kind of a universal thing that a lot of, I think speedrunners use. Because basically, you can do it just before you hit a platform that would normally kill you. And instead of killing you, it'll consider you having landed but not dead, so it'll respawn you there. There's a whole thing with that, like using fall control with it. It's crazy. Granted, I don't know if speedruns nowadays use that trick anymore, but they used to. At least, I think they did. And maybe it's not in Dark Souls 1, maybe it's like 2 or 3. Point is, there's a whole bunch of crazy things that players have done. So, yeah. Now, the biggest issue is, unfortunately, our souls are down there. So, yeah. I guess let's go get them. Well, that was actually a lot easier than I thought. Cool. So let's just hop down. Uh-oh. There we go. And let's march our way right on back up. Not too bad. Kind of sucks I lost being human, but it's probably for the best. Once we actually get to Anor Londo proper, it's kind of a hot spot for invasions, because frankly, it's one of the biggest areas that has a really large invasion area. So, let's use magic weapon. And I guess while we're at it, let's use fall control. Sure. Negate a little bit of the damage we'll take. Hi there, pal. How's it going? Hello. I will say, careful to not fall down the hole. It will lead you back into that room that we were in earlier. Excuse me, my good sir. Still, 117 with the buff, with how quick we attack, it's not bad damage. So while, you know, you could be doing huge 300 damage hits like Tarkus was, I'm quite content with how much we're actually doing per swing when we're buffed up. It's pretty good, namely because of the speed. We can attack fairly quickly with very little danger. That's one of the big things that makes Dark Souls really hard for people, especially people who've never played the game, is that whenever you swing your weapon or get to casting something or doing anything else, you're not, you know, deliberately stopping. Like when I cast a spell, if I keep moving forward, you have a hard stop and you're locked into it. Not a lot of games lock you into things like that. even in games like, say, Skyrim or The Legend of Zelda, you usually keep moving pretty quickly after you swing. So to be locked into something for so long, like so, like when I press the right trigger, I'm stuck here and I can't break out of that until I'm done with the animation. So when you swing in these games, you really got to make sure you're committed. That, I feel, is a big thing that trips up a lot of new players, because they're just not used to how demanding the animations are, and there's no way to cancel them. At least, not easily. I think there are some ways to manually cancel things. I know with Dark Souls 2 specifically, you could equip the binoculars in your hands in that game, and zooming in with them for some reason canceled animations. I don't know why, but it's kind of crazy. So, yeah. I don't know if there's anything quite like that in this game, but, you know, just something I felt like talking about. You might be wondering, well, how do we get to Anor Londo from here? Well, we're taking the Demon Express. I don't know why this happens, but it sure does. My, how pretty it all is up here. Welcome to Anor Londo. Let me tell you, a beautiful vista. A huge city bathed in the sun's rays atop a huge mountain. There's even another manor even higher above through a forest, which is pretty cool. Anor Londo is a pretty awesome place, and frankly, I'm so glad to be here. There's some pretty good upgrades for us coming up. Now, if you see these giants, they won't actually attack you should you leave them alone. Now, if you get close to them, they'll be more than happy to swat you like a fly. They do a fair amount of damage, but you can more than handle them. Whew. Just, you know, careful. Yeah, they have a pretty good amount of health, but the tried and true tactics of just strafing around them usually will work. Should you hit their shield at any point of your attack, it will cancel any of the damage that you do to them, which is kind of brutal. But because they're so large, you can literally go right between their legs, which makes them not all that bad to deal with. There are, however, a lot of them. Notably, they also can use magic themselves. They can actually heal, which is kind of cool. Yeah, they have about a little over 500 health, I think. So, they're not all that bad. There you go. Easy peasy. Ooh. Nice little chest with a nice round chain. Get you some Demon Titanite. Very nice, very nice. I mean, as you can see, everything here in Anor Londo is quite grand. Huge areas, huge enemies. It's a big city for big people. Now, before going, you know, that way or even there, I'd recommend stopping in here, because you'll find a nice bonfire. And it's Firekeeper. Hey there.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anor Londo, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
Now, luckily, she can reinforce our Estus flask, which is why I was okay not having done it earlier. So yeah, she's super helpful. Thanks. Still, let's put some of those souls we got to use, shall we? I'm thinking at this point I want a little more endurance, a little bit more health. Now, normally speaking, you usually will finish this game at about level 80 to 90. Now, the meta level for, say, PvP and invasions usually is about 120 to 125, somewhere in there. So by the end of the game, I would like to be 120, but if we're not, I'm not going to worry about it. So, yeah, let's get exploring. Now, like I said, Anor Londo is a big place. If you want to progress, go straight forward. If you want to go this way for some quick loot, I'd recommend it. That is the path to take to get up there, but frankly, you can't go there yet. You're going to find another one of those big yellow walls, which is going to block your path. So I would take some time, fight these guards, and grab those 2 delicious-looking chests behind them. Come on, baby. Oh. There we go. Hey there, friend. Have some magic. Fresh off the sorcery scroll. Hey. Come on, baby. Nice. Nice curled chain. Means nice loot. Ooh, twinkling titanite. Very nice. If you notice, not a curled chain, which means this is not good loot. We will simply blast it with some magic. And do a fair bit of its health. Woo. Let's show off kind of what some of the Mimic can do. They have a wide variety of moves. If he grabs you like that, you'll probably die. He does a lot of kicking attacks and some swipes. He also can do like a flying kick too, which is kind of funny to see. We may not get to see it before he dies. Let's see if I can get him to do it. Come on, there it is. Yeah, see? Mimic's got some moves. They're actually pretty scary creatures. Whew. So yeah. Nice try, pal, but thanks for the crystal halberd. So, like I mentioned, that's one of those crystal weapons that, while it's not, you know, actually crystal looking, it is crystal in the fact that it can't be repaired. So should you use that halberd, it'll do a lot of damage, but you won't ever be able to repair it. So keep that in mind if you use it. It can be a nice little damage boost, but don't expect to be using it for the entire game without making more halberds into crystal. Usually what happens is, you know, players will kill the Mimic. They'll go into their inventory and say, oh, crystal halberd, that sounds cool. They'll scroll down and find it after scrolling forever. Man, we picked up a lot of weapons. And they'll usually see, wow, that's an insane amount of damage. Just completely ignoring the fact that it has 20 durability as opposed to 200. It also doesn't warn you that you can't repair it. So, yeah. Now, something I myself wonder, because I don't actually know the answer. Does repair work on crystal weapons? Let's give it a shot. So let's bonk the halberd against this wall for a minute. See if we can break it a little. Take a look. We have not broken it at all. Come on. No, I'm actually going to have to hit an enemy with it. That's, it's a pretty tall order. Because, we are not able to use this thing at all. Still, I do want to test it. I am super curious. I guess let me see if I can hit the wall and break it a little. Come on. No. Alright, it's going to make me hit an enemy. So be it. So be it. Let's test these things for science. Yeesh. One at a time now, gentlemen. Ow. No fair. You guys work in tandem, and I'm using a weapon I can't wield. Come on, good sirs. Ow. I don't know if we're even going to be able to hit these dudes before they hit us. There we go. We hit them. Hopefully that worked. Yes. All right, good. That's all we needed. Goodbye, gents. Thank you for the assistance. Well, I guess let's take a look now. We'll rest at the bonfire. Also, let's attune some different magic. I mean, obviously, we're going to attune repair. But for reference, right? Repair equipment. We can repair everything but the halberd, if you notice. So, with the repair, let's take a look. 19 out of 20. Let's give it a shot. 19 out of 19. So yeah, even repair doesn't repair these weapons. That's why I would recommend very strongly against making any weapon you want to use long-term crystal. It's gonna bite you in the ass. Otherwise, let's reattune some of our magic, shall we? Oh, and something I forgot to do was go back to see Big Hat Logan. Whoops. We'll get a good chance to do that very soon, so if you didn't go see him, don't worry too much about it. Also, let's level up again. Wow, we're level 50 already? Jeez. Feels just like yesterday we started. Still, let's get moving, shall we? We have a lot to see and do. Oh, Anor Londo. It feels like home in a way. A really messed up sort of way, but, you know, in a way. And hey, look! It's a gargoyle! So remember when I said don't worry if you don't get the tail? This is because you can fight this one and cut his tail off. So, we're gonna do that. Give me your tail. Come on, give me your tail! Taking that tail one way or another. Now, if you notice, he has way higher defense than he did in his actual boss fight. There we go! So yeah, should you break his tail, you get the Gargoyle Tail Axe. A pretty alright weapon. It has a unique R2 on it. So, I say R2. Right trigger attack, R2, whatever you want to call it. Quit that. Alright, if you want to keep doing that, we'll just use magic on you. Ow. Quit it. Oh yeah, he also has a lightning breath attack. I always forget about that. I don't know if the one on the rooftop has that. I think he has fire breath, but this one has lightning. So, it's kind of a cool difference between the two. Oh, thanks, pal. So yeah, if you notice, there's a giant elevator, but we can't get to it. So, oh well, guess our journey's over. Time to go home. Pack it up. It was a good run. Huh? Be wary of up. Oh. What do you know? You can actually drop down right here. And you can take this little path up to that cathedral. Now, before you do that, I believe... Yes, there's a hidden little chest back here. Kind of sneaky, huh? With some demon titanite. Very nice. We will absolutely take that. Still, once you've pilfered your lovely titanite, it's time to take our route on up, shall we? Now, I'm going to warn you, this is a very finicky ledge. Just stay right in the middle, otherwise you have a good chance of just falling off. Once you get up here, just roll off. Don't try to walk off. There's a good chance you'll just fall on the roof and die. Still, looks like someone else already had the bright idea coming this way. And, oh. Hello. Really? Yeah, these guys are annoying. You may not, know it right away, but these are the painting guardians. They are surprisingly agile. And while they don't show it, they have, yeah, very small swords that they use. I want to say they're one of the highest damage per second swords in the game, but their incredibly short reach really limits them. Frankly, this is a part in the game where if you have a bow and arrow, you can do this segment a lot easier. As you can see, it's a very tight walkway with several enemies that have ranged attacks. So if I were you, equip your strongest bow and some arrows. If you don't have a bow and arrow, well, I can't really help you. Still, by shooting them, you can draw them over to you where it's much safer to fight them. You can also try to take pot shots against them while they're running toward you. Bit rude. Bit rude. Yeah, this is not trading in our favor, I must admit. So yeah, once they get up to you, up to a certain range, they'll just use their throwing knives. So, whoops, I forgot we still had the bow equipped. There we go. Oh, yeah, careful. If I were you, maybe don't fight them locked on, because there's a good chance that they just sidestep off the platform and take you along with them. So, be careful with that. Like I said, I would just use a bow and lure them over. Arrows have a pretty darn far range. They have a bit of an arc and a drop-off, so you might need to account for that, but if you have enough arrows, just take your time. There we go, we hit them. Now, if you can hit their head, you should be able to get a critical attack effectively and knock them right off. Oops, we're shooting a little too high. Come on, baby. There we go. Just like that. It's really satisfying hitting shots like that, I'm not going to lie. He's in a bit of a trickier position, so let's try... Oh, I almost had it. Wow. Come on, baby. A little lower. Little lower, just a smidge. Try that. Ooh, shooting just under. That through his feet? It might actually just be going through him, unfortunately. Yeah, he's a little too far away for us to abuse the bow like so. So, let's try it from here. See if we can headshot him. Let's aim about there. No. No. Yeah, he might just be at such an awkward angle that we can't... Oh, we can hit his feet. Kinda useful. He'll die of chip damage eventually. But unfortunately, that archway that's kind of in front of him might screw us over. Still, we can try. Almost. Maybe we'll just push him off. On. No. It is hitting him, though, now, so that's good. No. A little higher. Like a little smidge. Come on. Maybe that? Nope. We're just hitting the ledge. Ugh. Little smidge. Come on. No. Oh, it might just be stingy enough. That's so unlucky. Oh well. I have to do this the hard way. Now, if you notice, there's an item on that big chandelier. If I were you, walk up and give it a smack. Oh, look, now he sees us. Yeah, this is probably your safest little area, so I would recommend just staying right here and seeing if you can hit him from here. Really, that didn't... Huh. Hello? Lock on? Sometimes it's very finicky. I don't know why. Well, that'll do. But yeah, if you're a magic caster and someone who uses spell buffs like me, definitely make sure you hit that chandelier. You will not regret it. Yeah, now we can walk on across. Wow. Quite the statue. Big lady, huh? Yeah, real big lady. Still, that's probably the second scariest part in Anor Londo. Maybe third, depending on who you ask. Oh, hi there. Poke. Poke. Ooh, thanks for the throwing knives. Yeah, should you come down here, there's really nothing actually for you. Which is kind of weird. But, whatever, I suppose. Now, if you want, you can drop down onto that ledge there. And I believe you can walk over to that other area. If you notice, there's also a chest over that way. Which, while I do want, you really should go this way first. Because this is the elevator. We want to lower this first, so that way we can get across. That way we won't have to do the whole gauntlet. The big issue, though, is that by doing this, we aren't up there immediately. So, you know, you'll have to move it back, which is kind of an issue. Also, hi, Gargoyle. How you doing? Really? Went right through him, huh? Unlucky. Oh, come on. There. Wow, you are notably resistant to magic, huh? There you go. I just wasn't using the heavy ones. Yeah, he gets really confused on this bridge. I don't know why. But, later. Ooh, he dropped his halberd and his shield. Very nice. We actually got all of the gargoyle equipment. So while you could run across, I would actually recommend going down first. Man, this is a big elevator. So yeah, by coming down, you can come down here. And in fact, there's even another place further down below that we can go to. We'll be going there in a moment, but first I want to explore down here. Because, welcome to all the painting guardians. Poke. There's going to be a lot of them, so, be ready to fight quite a few of these dudes. Ooh, we got a sword. Nice. Yeah, look at all these dudes. There are so many. Which, if you, notice, once I give us a better camera angle, they are guarding a giant painting. And wouldn't you know, it is rather snowy. If you remember at the Undead Asylum, we got a peculiar doll, which said to look for something like this. Oh, come on, stop rolling away. Ow. You don't even have your sword out, cheater. Well, thanks for the knives, but yeah. That's the painting we wanted the doll for. Also, great magic weapon. A direct upgrade to normal magic weapon. This is why I was really excited to come here. Whew. Careful now, gentlemen. There's plenty of me to go around. Here, have some magic. Can I interest you in some magic? Alright, 2 takers. Another one? Sure, I've got plenty to spare. Hey, don't block this. Well, he dodged it. Oh well. Fine by me. So yeah, there's quite a few little goodies here. Plus, if we come over here... Come on. We'll find the Black Iron set, as well as a Great Sword and the Black Iron Great Shield. It's believed that this is Tarkus, who died in our world. So, that's kind of sad. Now, I will warn you. should you go here, be prepared for some pretty tough fights. I'm not quite ready for this, so I think we'll come back later. Plus, I still want to get the chest that's way up there. So, let's do that first. Now, while we could probably fairly reasonably go to that area, you're not meant to go there for a little bit now. Ideally, you're supposed to finish Anor Londo, do a couple other things, and then come back here, because you're supposed to learn about the Great Asylum a bit later. So, you know, we'll be back, yada yada, etc. But there's some other things we gotta do down here. So, let's get to it. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot of this elevator today. Ooh. This is also why I didn't want to be hasty, is there's an entire bonfire down here. Ooh. Very nice. Always nice finding a new bonfire. And here, you receive the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. Pretty cool. I want to say that boosts miracles. Now, interestingly, the actual reason we came here is the Dark Moon Seance Ring. Should you have it equipped, it gets rid of the giant Gwyn statue and allows you to do one of two things. One, if you see the giant fog wall, is enter an optional boss fight. Two, is join a hidden covenant.
This is the tomb of the great Lord Gwyn. Tarnished it shall not be by the feet of men. If thou art a true disciple of the dark sun, cast aside thine ire. Hear the voice of myself, Gwyndolin, and kneel before me.
So, let's kneel.
O disciple of the dark sun, thou hast journeyed far. Hear my voice. If thou shalt swear by the covenant to become a shadow of Father Gwyn and Sister Guinevere, a blade that shall hunt the foes of our lords, then I shall protect thee, safeguarding thy person with the power of the dark moon.
Sounds, pretty cool. Now, like I said, should you join a covenant, at least in the original, it would destroy your relationship with any other covenant. We'll do this because we can just use the duplication trick again, or the duplication glitch, to refarm our way back up the Spider Covenant, the Chaos Covenant. And I also kind of want to see if it does ruin things in this version. So let's do it. And for doing that, you receive the blue eye orb in the Dark Moonblade Covenant ring.
Very well. Now thou art a blade of the dark moon, hunteth the enemies of the lords by the power of the dark sun.
So yeah, this covenant is entirely focused on punishing players who have been indicted from invading. It's a really cool system. While you're a part of this covenant, you can use the blue eye orb to invade the world of sinners, which are people who have killed players by invading. This allows you to receive souvenirs of reprisal. I believe once you receive... oh gosh, I forget the numbers. I think it's 30 of them. You deepen your bond to level 2 and receive the most powerful miracle buff in the game, Dark Moonblade. It does some insane damage, and anyone who's been on YouTube and seen Dark Souls content, I'm certain you've seen Ouroboros' Dark Moon Falchion build. It's insanely good. So I wanted to make sure players could see this because, frankly, it's one of the most obscure things in the game that you may not think or know to even do. So while we probably won't be doing this, I at least wanted to point it out. Eventually, we'll be coming back and fighting Gwyndolin, but I figured we could join his covenant and leave this for now. So, thanks. speaking of spells, let's attune our new great magic weapon. Because frankly, man, do I want that. Also, I don't need the Seance Ring. Yeah, let's take a look at that Dark Moonblade Ring. This will answer the Dark Sun Gwendolyn summons. So basically, will allow you to automatically invade, which is really cool. Basically, if you want to manually invade sinners, then you use the Blue Eye Orb, which is, of course, at the top. If you want to automatically do it, then just throw on this ring, and you're good to go, I believe. It's been a while, so sorry if I'm wrong on that. Point is, it's a super cool thing that they tried to do in the other Souls games, but man, did they mess it up royally. I mean, ugh. Some of the ones you have to be in a certain covenant for it to even work, because in order for the, Dark Moonblades to invade, it has to be an ongoing invasion, whereas in this game, you can invade the player regardless of if they're in an invasion or not. If they're a sinner, you can hunt them down, which is really cool. Still, I wanted to mention that because frankly, I think it's an awesome system. Not only can players invade one another and kill each other, you can then become someone who punishes those players specifically and still get PvP. It's an awesome system. That's why it's sad that they messed it up later. Also, hello, beautiful. Oh, great magic weapon. At Vinheim Dragon School, only magic swordsmen on special orders are allowed to learn this spell, which grants powerful augmentation. So yeah, this is just a more powerful version of magic weapon. It requires 15 intelligence, and the big downside is that instead of 5 uses, it only has 3. Point is, it's a lot more powerful. Plus, I think it looks a lot cooler. So I think I actually want to attune both of these. Have magic weapon for the normal trash mobs and fighting normal enemies. Have great magic weapon for the big baddies. And at this point, we'll just have great soul arrow and great heavy soul arrow. I think it's a pretty good lineup. So let's show this off, shall we? Here's our weapon with normal magic weapon. 322. Not bad. And here's our weapon with great magic weapon. And plus, man, look at that beautifully rich blue. Yeah, 376. That's a massive increase. So I am more than happy to have this. And oh man, have I been waiting for it. Oh, this is going to be pretty much the bread and butter of this build. And man, does it just look so cool. I'm a sucker for like beautiful rich blues like this. I mean, seriously. It's just so pretty. So yeah. Big upgrades and big movements happening. So let's try to go get that chest, shall we? Now the only unfortunate thing about having done what we did is that it respawned the painting guardians. So, oh well. We'll just have to use our new toys on them, won't we? There we go. Bring it right on back up. That's also why I wanted to rest at the bonfire down there, is because there's one of these levers, which should you pull these levers, it'll bring the elevator back to you. So if you were over where we first came from, you would have to do this entire gauntlet again to get back over here. So if you're going to do this, make sure you rest at the bonfire here. It'll save you a lot of headache. Whoop. Poke. Hey. Poke. Really? With the throwing knives? Come on. Knock it off. Seriously. Knock it off. You're getting the big magic. There you go. Yeah, let's show off some of the damage that this thing does. Hey there, buddy. Uh-huh. Yeah, 200. That's a big increase. That's so good. Man, oh man, I've been so excited for this. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There's an upgrade to this one even, which is freaking sweet. Oh, it's so exciting. I can't wait. Now, if you notice, in order to get that chest, it's actually not from up here. There's a sister staircase, which is why there's one over there. It's meant to show you that you ideally just hop on down here and then jump into there. It's pretty sneaky, and frankly, it's a nice secret. I think it's really great design. Yeah, sometimes it's a little finicky. It should be okay, but my apologies if you aren't. Oh, hello there. Have a poke. Yeah, 281 damage. That's ridiculous. Again, for someone who's been spec'd into a mage, doing that much damage physically is crazy. Also, we get a divine blessing for going out of our way. Maybe it's not the best boon, but it is nice. Also, yeah, if you just run, it's a little easier than jumping. So yeah, some pretty great items around here. It's certainly worth your time, especially if you're a mage. And even if you aren't, you can grab all the spells if you care about the achievements, because eventually, if you want to get all the achievements, there is one for getting every single spell in the game. So, yeah. There's also one for getting every weapon and piece of armor in the game, too. That one is ridiculously hard. And frankly, my condolences if you've ever tried to 100% this game. It sucks. Now, it's funny, because in a later game, you do revisit Anor Londo, and there's a bonfire right here, which is why a lot of people are lamenting and saying, oh, you know, like, it's sad there's no longer a bonfire. They loved it. Still, it's all good. Now, the lovely thing is that with Great Magic Weapon, that means I'm at liberty to use normal Magic Weapon as much as I see fit, which is great. Oh, it's so exciting. Especially because, frankly, at this point, without Magic Weapon, we're going to be doing next to 0 damage to a lot of enemies. So, it's really good that we have this. Oh, goodness, I'm drawing a little more heat than I should be. Excuse me, gentlemen. I'll be taking my leave. Thanks for understanding. Ooh, you feel free to step right on up, shall ya? Ooh. He's gonna hit me. Yep. I deserve that. Hey. Excuse me. There you go. Alright, fine. You can have some too. Ow. Little rude. Hey. Okay. I'll just start swinging if you're not gonna. Come here. That was awkward. Poke. Poke. Well, have a good one, I guess. Yeah, up here we have some, familiar enemies who, just a minute ago, were helping us. Unfortunately, now they're kind of assholes. They also throw lightning spears, which really do a lot of damage, so be careful. Uh-oh. Ow. Okay, maybe they don't do a ton of damage, but it's still notable. Plus, their weapons do some lightning damage, so unfortunately, there's no shield in the game that can 100% block their damage. So keep that in mind. Huh. That was easy. Hey there, fella. Ow. Hey, can you just go right off that ledge? That would be so cool. Thanks. Now, ironically, although they have wings and can fly, they just choose not to. I don't know why. And oh man, I'm certain a lot of you were really excited to see what's about to come. Not this little segment right here with these two, but, the thing immediately after it. Here, buddy, I see you. Alright, well, we'll fight you first. Swing, bada bada, swing. Oh, God. Ow. There's a good chance I'm gonna die here, because I'm in a bad spot. Ouch. So yeah, the Notorious Archer section. I'm certain a lot of people were really excited to see this part of the game. Because frankly, a lot of players, including myself, still struggle with this, because it is just difficult. Now, if I were you, rather than trying to fight the enemies, frankly, I would recommend just running through them. They're easy enough to dodge, and, frankly, they're kind of annoying, as you probably just saw. Still, I'll try to fight the two that were down there, maybe. Like I said, we're going to be seeing this elevator a lot. It's all good, though. I believe we want to be on this side. Go. Alright, time to start the trek back. It's not all that bad. And that's why, honestly, going down to Gwendolyn's bonfire is such a boon. Because while you may not get the 10 Estus that the bonfire keeper gives you... Whoa! Didn't expect that. You do get a closer bonfire to run from, which I frankly prefer. Because frankly, at this part of the game, extra healing is nice. Oh, really? Hey, pal. This ain't your fight. Ow. Ah, these guys are annoying. Really? But anyways, now's a wonderful time to just try the running through strategy. Ow. Excuse me, my good sir. I'm going to be going this way, thank you. Alright, gentlemen, you have a wonderful time. I'm going to continue on my merry way now. Hello there, sir. Thank you. So, let's get to it, huh? Up to the Notorious Archer segment. Man, oh man, is it fun. And by fun, I mean, F you. If I were you, I usually go for this archer first. Ow. Fall? Huge. That's so good for us. That's really, really good. So yeah, right here, you should be safe. Run on up. Get ready for a very awkward area. Healy, he brings out his weapon. Lunges right off. A lot of people panic and overthink this segment. It's not so bad if you just take your time. It still sucks, don't get me wrong. But it's not that bad. Especially if you're fat rolling at this point. That part really sucks. Still, come right on in. What a beautiful bonfire. And Solaire. Hey, buddy.
Oh, there you are. You've been quiet these days. Smooth summoning out there. Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me. You've left me with quite an impression. I would relish a chance to assist you.
Oh, thanks, pal.
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me. Pretend you didn't hear that.
I like that he teases the player about that. It's cute. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Frankly, at this point, I'm going to keep leveling our Vit. And eventually, I want to kindle the heck out of this bonfire. And in fact, I might just do it now. So let's just do it once. Because again, you're not supposed to have the right of kindling right now. So let's become human. Yes, I understand what I am doing. Let's kindle. Oh boy. Also, if I can, let's reinforce our weapon real quick. Go. Get that to +5, because frankly, we need the damage boost really bad. Oh, and look. Here are some players trying to help you with co-op. Quite a, armored fellow. Yonk. Or, I believe it's just bonk. Classy. Still, we're gonna do things our own way. Now, you might see these Silver Knights. They are really similar to the Black Knights, even having pretty much the same moveset. And, like the Black Knights, they can drop their weapons. They can't drop their armor, notably. You'll find that somewhere else. Now, notably, their Silver Sword is a really good weapon. So if you're looking for an upgrade to, say, the Long Sword, or if you didn't get the Balder Knight Sword, that is a pretty good choice. Now, in this little fire pit, there's a hidden passage. Go figure, huh? Now, while it's pretty hard to see, there's no actual active enemies down here. There are, however, a bunch of chests with some very notable loot. Havel's gauntlets and leggings, as well as Havel's helmet and Havel's armor. This is the most defensive and I believe highest poise armor in the game, which makes sense why you saw Havel with Havel's ring. He needed that just to wear this stuff. So, a lot of people usually try to slot a piece of that into their build, because frankly, it's good. Anyways, hello, Mr. Mimic. We want no part in you. And for beating him, you receive the Occult Club, which, unlike Divine, is occult, so it does dark damage. Or has the dark elemental affinity? I forget the specifics. Point is, it's dark. I don't think there's any real good use for that in the game, to be completely honest. Oh. This is a unique sign. This is a Gravelord Servant, which is another type of summon sign. Gravelord Servants are dedicated to making your world harder. They make the PvP of the game much more difficult. They are actually a servant dedicated to Nito, who is one of the lords that received one of the first souls. You can actually join their covenant extremely early in the game by going to the very catacombs we went to. There, you'll find a coffin you can lay in, and then it allows you to go to Nito's boss room and join the Gravelord Servant Covenant. It's kind of really cool. You also get an insanely powerful weapon, so if you want to be broken and powerful early on, that's a really good way to do it. Also, this place is lousy with mimics. I mean, seriously, they show you one, and then every other chest is a mimic. I swear. Uh-oh. Ooh. That would have been a swift game over. Come on, pal. There you go. Still, he drops you a gold coin. I believe that boosts your item discovery rate, so pretty useful. Man, look at that damage. Oh, it's so good. I love the magic buff. It is so nice. You'd probably doing pretty similar damage if you just went straight physical stats and used those. So, you know. Hey. Poke. Ow. Enough of that, huh? Bit rude, but nothing we can't handle. Otherwise, let's take a look at these doors. It doesn't open. And this one? It opens! Very nice. Say there's a hidden knight behind one of them. Also, geez. Beautiful woman, huh? Must have been Guinevere, that big statue. Because he did mention his sister Guinevere. So if that was Gwendolyn, I would imagine that's Guinevere. Pretty lady. Oak. Gotta say, her knights? Gwyn's knights? I don't know. Point is, the knights here are pretty well trained. Ooh, and he dropped his sword. Awesome. Honestly, might be worth swapping to that. I considered it. I believe that upgrades with Twinkling Titanite, so it could be cool to use. I'm not decided if I do want to use it, but it would at least be cool. Oh. Well, this is unfortunate. Thanks, pal. Hello, endgame pyromancer. How you doing? Well, let's do it. Come on. Oh, you're bowing? Alright, we'll bow. Nice and honorable. I like it. Fucking do it, huh? Woo. Ooh, I like the back step. Ooh, nice. Ooh, they're using the Chaos Blade, too. Nice setup, Harry. Oh, god damn it. Oh, damn. Come on. God damn it. Yeah, they got me. Well, there's pyromancy. Also, damn, the point down? Yeah, you're getting indicted for that. That's rude as fuck. If you bow before a duel and then point down at them, like, why are you bowing before a duel? That's rude. That's super rude. So, enjoy the indictment. Have fun getting hunted down by Dark Moon Blades. Anyways, at least they weren't cheating. So, that's good. Come on. Granted, they were using pyromancy, which is pretty damn cheap, but is what it is. I should have just simply played better. It's all good. And right back up where we were. I will say, the knights here are very worth farming. They give a lot of souls for as easy as they are. I mean, seriously. If you can parry the Black Knights, you can parry these guys. Yeah, pretty easy. Woohoo! Ooh, nice. Got some Dragon Slayer arrows. Those are usable with a great bow, which we don't have quite yet. I believe you find the great bow here. There's only one in the game, so don't expect a whole lot of variety. But, yeah. If you remember the first invader we fought, the Solaire cosplayer who twinked the fuck out of his save file, he had the great bow. Which means, for reference, that guy made it all the way here with a, I think, around level 20-something character, specifically to harass lower-level players. So, you know, maybe don't be like that guy. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. That's Dark Souls. I mean, if we want, we could invade people with, you know, endgame level pyromancy and one-shot them. Like I said, it's not entirely hard to do that. Not that I want to, but, you know, you could. Oh, hey.
Whatever can be done.
I don't know.
Ah, you again. Let me guess. Were you repelled by the Silver Knights? Oh, don't be ashamed. 'Tis the fate of vanguards like you and I. I'll think of something. We can overcome this together.
Well, it was in fact an invader, but, you know,
This is quite a...
similar idea.
You'll need another 3, no, maybe 5 bodies. Quite a fix indeed.
Yeah, he's evidently struggling with the Silver Knights, so, let's give him a hand, shall we? Hi, buddy. Come here. There's your parry. And your parry. Woohoo! Want to say, yeah, now it's just the two, which isn't so bad. Use some magic on them. There you go. Sorry, pal. Now, something I will mention, right? When online doing PvP, parrying is kind of a more difficult thing. If you don't predict the move that they're going to do and parry a little before it, it won't actually land. So like with these guys, you can parry just about as it's going to hit you, and it'll land. Online, in order to parry the person that we'd say just fought, I would have need to have predicted that they were going to do a running attack, and then have parried preemptively in order for it to actually land. So, while you can get good at it, depending on the person's internet connection, your parry timing and window is completely different. So, it's kind of difficult and not super reliable. Anyways, hey there.
Oh ho! What's on your mind, friend? Wait. You defeated those monsters?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm saved. This Knight of Katarina hereby commends you. Take this as a token of my gratitude.
He gives you the Tiny Beings ring, which increases your life a little.
But be warned, gallantry entails great risks. Next time, give me a chance to come up with a plan.
Sure. So yeah, that's why too, when we fought, say, the first invader, the Solaire guy, what he would do is he would block and then parry. He was trying to do what's called a setup parry. Usually online, if you block one attack, if they swing twice, after you get hit by the first, if you throw out a parry, it will guaranteed parry the second hit, assuming they're just smacking the attack button as quick as they can. So say I threw out one of those, right? One attack, and then I attacked again immediately, like that. If I blocked the first and then immediately parried, it would parry the person. That's why usually if you swing and then wait a little minute, you'll usually be able to counter setup parries. There's a whole thing with how to actually play PvP in this game, and it's kind of a mess because it's not very simple. So, at least every invader we've seen has been a pretty good lesson for that. Oh, hey there. So yeah, PvE, parrying is super, super easy. In PvP, though, it's a whole other story. And again, like I said, depending on your internet connection, and theirs too, your parrying may or may not even be possible. Sometimes an internet connection so bad means you just literally will never be able to even hit the player, and you'll just randomly die. It's kind of how online games are. So, it is what it is. Not the worst thing, but, you know, it's not that easy. Otherwise, when you're ready to progress, what you're supposed to do is go up the staircase over here. Maybe not the one Siegward's in, but you get the idea. You're supposed to go up the staircase and go down this middle section. However, there's actually a fairly easy skip you can do. Come on. There you go. See? These dudes, easiest parry of my life. Players online, I wouldn't make any bets on if I can parry people. Like I said, there's a lot of tricks you can do to successfully hit parries, almost guaranteed. But, who knows with the internet connection? It's kind of a gamble. So yeah, this is how you're supposed to get here. Notably, though, when you're going up that other staircase, you can actually jump from right above where my character's head is onto that railing and jump down on here, skipping the entire up segment, which is pretty cool. Granted, now that we've done this, and once you do it once successfully, you can simply kill these knights and open that door there for a really nice shortcut. So you only ever need to do the jump once. Oops, I mistimed my parry. Hello. Oops, I mistimed it. So if you notice there, his while I parried, it did a little clink sound. That's what's known as a partial parry. The game still acts as if you parried, but instead of giving you the actual riposte window to hit the critical hit on them, it instead just reduces the damage you otherwise would have taken, because you didn't land a true parry, you landed a partial parry. It's kinda useful, but it's basically saying, hey, you messed up the timing, but you at least attempted it, so we'll take off some of the damage you would have taken. It's cool. Also, wow, a lot of dragon heads here. Probably been hearing this breathing almost the entire time. It's a Titanite demon. So, buff up and go crazy. Ow. Yeah, great magic weapon really helps fight these guys. Also, damn, that tail hitbox kind of goes crazy. Excuse me, my good sir. I'm just gonna walk nice and far away and chug my sippy cup. Thank you. And, there we go. Boop. Boop. Now, something I will say, too, admittedly, I was never very good at Dark Souls 1 PvP, nor Dark Souls 2, but I did actually get really good at Dark Souls 3's PvP, for whatever reason. Probably helped that I was, I think, at the end of, no, I was at the start of high school, so I had a lot of free time on my hands. So, you know. Ow. Excuse me, my good sir. Ow. Yeah, these dudes do a lot of damage. Also, something I will bring up, and you may have been thinking this to yourself, why didn't you just use magic on him in PvP? Wouldn't that have done a lot more damage and been pretty good? Well, on paper, yes. Unfortunately, because there's a roll button which gives you iframes, magic is nigh useless. Unless you catch them completely off guard or have so many projectiles that they can't hope to dodge it because it'll roll catch them, you may as well never even cast a spell. Any spell we could cast right now, such as, you know, any soul arrow, or even, you know, something a little less simple like the homing soul mass, can be super easily avoided. Literally, if you press the B button and know how to press the B button to roll, you've completely countered 90% of spellcasters in the game. The only exception to this is, say, pyromancies, which they were using. The spell they used was called Great Combustion, which has a really big hitbox, and it lingers for a bit, which is why even though, say we swung or whatever, there was a good chance that had I even walked forward and not blocked, it still would have hit me for a fair amount of damage. It's a really good spell. So, like, I can't blame him for using it. It's just good. And frankly, there is an upgraded version in the DLC of this game, so it gets even better. I want to say that version of the spell scales with humanity, which makes it really deadly. Point is, unless you're using pyromancy or, say, dark magic, which again is all basically DLC locked, you may as well not even try to use sorceries. They're never going to work. Unless you catch them off guard, they'll just press the B button, roll through it, and it's fine. Now, if you have a really shitty internet connection or a really shitty connection to the player, because they have poor internet, maybe it'll hit them, but I wouldn't bank on it. So that's one thing. Also, hi. This is the only friendly giant in the game. Well, one of two, I suppose. But, only friendly giant in the base game, let's say. He'll smith weapons for you.
Are you forge your weapons?
Yeah. So notably, he can make your weapons into lightning, which is pretty cool. So for instance, if we turned our Balderside sword into a +5, we could then turn it into a lightning weapon. Kind of like how the lightning spear here is. Actually, I think it needs to be +10. Yeah. So, that's pretty cool. He also can normally reinforce your weapons, and if you notice this, he can turn certain things into boss weapons. It shows you the weapons that you need up there, and it shows you the things you need in order to change it. It's a pretty cool system. He also will repair your gear, and he sells a whole bunch of different items. He will sell you infinite Twinkling Titanite and infinite of all these types. He's super useful. He also sells you the giant gear, armor included. So let's purchase it. There we go. And he sells some pretty special arrows too, including lightning bolts. It's kind of cute. So yeah. He's a super helpful smith. The other really big nice thing, once we get rid of this demon right here. There we go. Is that you can open up a shortcut. Well, it may not feel like a shortcut. It technically is. Because at this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, I already did all the hard stuff. Like, what's the point of this one? Well, it's, I guess, just to get back here a little quicker than you otherwise maybe normally would. Frankly, I don't think I've ever really used this shortcut. It's kind of useless. Still, it's there, so we'll open it up. After dealing with these annoying little demons first. Whoops. Guess I didn't need the extra one. Yeah. Get a Titanite chunk. Very useful. And otherwise, we'll continue on our way. Now, a fun little secret is you can actually get behind this guy. And there's a hidden chest here. The Hawk Ring. That actually increases the range of, I believe, your thrown items and bows, which is pretty cool. Now, something I will mention. If you are doing a soul level 1 run of this game, this character will drop you the only big weapon you can use that does some insane damage. So at this point in the game, you've probably only been using pyromancy because you're soul level 1. You can't really use much else that's actually very good because all your stats are god-awful. So if you kill the blacksmith, he'll drop his hammer, which is an extremely powerful weapon that you can two-hand, and it does some insane damage. It probably will do more damage than even what we have right now, even without scaling. It is just that powerful. It's an insane weapon that, frankly, if you don't have feelings about the blacksmith, I would say just kill him and get it. It's crazy how powerful and good it is. Hi there. So, yeah, I wanted to make special note of that. That if you're doing a soul level 1 run, that is basically your go-to weapon after pyromancy. And pyromancy will still be useful, but a lot of bosses coming up are going to start resisting fire. And while it'll still do pretty solid damage, I would certainly recommend that the Black Eye Orb quivers. We'll, investigate that in a moment. First, though, I recommend running over here and opening the main gate. This will allow you to come and go from this giant room as you please. See? Again, I don't think I've ever really used this shortcut. It's kind of pointless. Though, admittedly, it is helpful for later. So, you may as well open it. Now, like the game said, the Black Eye Orb is quivering. So, let's use it. Ooh. That's a little closer than I'd like. This is also what it looks like when you invade a sinner. You get summoned with this beautiful blue aura. If you notice, he has plenty of friends. If I were you, buff up and get ready for a tough fight. Notably, you only need to kill Lautrec here. You don't need to kill anyone else. Also, here's going to be a good example of, while magic is good, unless you blindside them with it, you're probably never going to hit them. Ow. Ow. See, I just didn't roll there. Had I rolled, it would have completely countered that magic. Ow. We just kill Lautrec, that would be super nice. Oh! Excuse me there, good sir. You're doing a little more damage than I'd like. Pop a heal. There we go. You know, frankly, I can do that too, buddy. See? And notice how it went through him and they all just roll. And watch. Ooh, wow, I countered his magic completely. This is why magic like that is only good if you're in a gank squad like this, because frankly, you will never hit it. Even just walking left or right practically counters that magic. It's crazy how bad it is. Like, look, I countered it by walking. This is why, frankly, sorceries are worthless in PvP. They're really good for PvE, but for PvP, I wouldn't even bother. Still, for beating Lautrec, you receive the Ring of Favor and Protection, which is an amazing ring. Like I said earlier, it increases your health, stamina, and carry weight. It's a really good ring. The biggest downside, though, is if you ever take it off, it breaks forever. So if you ever put it on, make sure it's what you want to have on. Frankly, I do plan on wearing this ring. In fact, I'm probably going to unequip Havel's and throw that on. Still, let's go back to our good buddy Solaire and get ready for a big boss fight. We will actually be summoning him, too. So, let's, I guess make sure we have the magic we want? Which I think we do. I don't think there's anything else we really need. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Alright. Then otherwise, let's pop a humanity. Also, if you notice, he gave you a Firekeeper soul. Do not use this one. Trust me on this. You're gonna want it for later. Yeah, otherwise, if you take a look, that's an extra 300 health. Almost, yeah, more than 20 stamina. And it boosts our carry weight a considerable amount. So yeah. It's a damn good ring. Now, unfortunately, we're mid-rolling with it equipped. So we're going to need to get rid of some weight. So let's go back to our Sorcerer Cloak. And probably the boots. Unless we can carry what we have already and be good. If we can, I'll leave it, but... Ooh, we can. Nice. So, yeah, that's a huge health boost. And that's kind of why I care about it. So yeah, now we can never take this ring off. So, yeah. It even tells you, breaks when removed. So, be careful. Should you ever accidentally take it off, you can get another by trading with the crows. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, let's use one of our humanity. I don't need to slot it, I need to use it. There we go. And let's reverse our hollowing. Get ready for probably the most iconic fight of the game. This fight is kind of, I think, what made Dark Souls pretty famous. I mean, obviously the challenge and difficulty, yeah. But the boss that's coming up, Ornstein and Smo, is a very famous fight because of just how difficult it is. A lot of people really struggle with this fight, and it's no wonder why. They are incredibly difficult to fight. There's two bosses at once. They both have a varying moveset. One's fast and, you know, hits hard. The other is tanky and hits even harder with his big, slow, giant attacks. It's a tough fight. And frankly, that's why I want to have Solaire for it. He's going to help us quite a bit in it. Also why I wanted to make sure that our magic was good and why getting the Ring of Favor and Protection comes at such a good time. Because frankly, that extra HP and stamina is going to be really helpful. Even though we downgraded our armor for it, sometimes it's better to just have more health rather than a little damage reduction. Alright. Do it. Come on, Solaire. Frankly, I'm gonna just get moving toward the door. Good, good. Let's say hello to people's probably most loathed boss fight. Hi there, Smo. There's Dragon Slayer Ornstein. Welcome to a really hard fight. I was also dumb and did not buff my weapon. Oh, he teleported. He was just to the right and suddenly he wasn't. Thanks, Ornstein. I appreciate you, brother. This is why this fight is tough. Ornstein's going to hound you, and Smo isn't going to let up either. He also has ranged attacks. Ooh. And now, depending too on who you kill first, you will get a different outcome. Notably, we want to kill Smo first, which is easier said than done. Also, for whatever reason, I don't think Solaire got through the fog gate, so this is going to be an even harder fight because they're now buffed up and we don't have our friend to help us. So that sucks. Now, something I will say is when you're knocked down like that, you're actually partially invincible. So if I were you, abuse that fact and stay knocked down for certain attacks. It'll really help you. Otherwise, maybe let's use some magic on Smo. Yeah, Ornstein with his dashes is super dangerous, so be careful. Ow. Luckily, his lightning bolts aren't that bad, though they are still notable because it's a ranged attack on an already fast character. Usually, you can just kind of kite around the pillars, and that's really your best bet for fighting these two. There we go. So with Smo down, now it's just Ornstein. And if you... For some reason, I don't know why it skipped the cutscene, but he absorbs Smo's power and becomes very large. This is notably a fairly hard fight, though it's not as bad just because it's just him. Uh-oh. Do not get hit by that. That will do a lot of damage. This is also a fight where, frankly, I think it's a lot easier not locking on to him just so you can see what he's doing. Yeah, for some reason, him and Smo like using butt slam attacks. Don't know why. Ow. Yeah, it really sucks that Solaire got stuck outside the door for whatever reason. Ow. Still, the fight's going pretty well, all things considered. Excuse me, my large fellow. I'm going to heal behind this pillar. Thank you for being understanding. Wow, I countered his magic by running to the right. We've never seen that before. Yeah, a lot of slow-moving spells are pretty easy to counter. Ooh. And I mean, I say counter, but I mean, it really is true. Oh, that's unlucky. Ooh. Excuse me there, bud. I'm just gonna take a nice little heal. Thanks for understanding. I appreciate you. Whew. Oh, I'm out of range. This is gonna hurt. Screw it. Let's use some magic. Oh, goodness. Also, I like how that went directly through him. Thank you, Dark Souls. Still, let's rebuff. Maybe let's cast some Great Heavy Soul Arrow. It barely didn't hit him. Unlucky. This one hopefully will. Nice. Good damage. We should have his number here. Woo! That was scary. Come on, baby. Nice. We actually got him pretty easy. Oh, thanks to you, Solaire. I don't know what happened to you, buddy, but still, for beating Ornstein specifically, you receive the Leo ring. If you beat Smo first, you won't get that. So, if I were you, I would fight Ornstein first. It's a ring that boosts the counter damage of thrusting weapons. So, for instance, our poke, should we hit an enemy mid-attack, it would do boosted damage. It's a pretty good ring for admittedly niche builds. Also, if you've beaten Knight Lautrec, you can get his armor here. So, that's pretty cool. Also, they give you 50,000 souls. Nothing to sneeze at. It's pretty nice. For a lot of players, beating Ornstein and Smo was a huge accomplishment after already a daunting level. So, take a load off. Get some levels. Man, our HP bar is getting huge. I love seeing that. Otherwise, I think at this point, let's use some of our souls and actually level up with them, shall we? Get a nice 30k from all those souls of a hero. And let's get some more with our souls of a brave warrior. Very nice, very nice. Get to 40 health and 23 endurance. Sounds good to me. Oh man, it's so good seeing that health bar. And go ahead inside. Meet the Princess Guinevere.
Thou hast journeyed far and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child. O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the Lord Vessel to thee.
By the power of the Lord Vessel, you may now warp between bonfires. This is one of the best upgrades in the game. And man, does the music really fit you receiving this item. Oh.
I beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices.
So yeah, we got the Lord Vessel. Let me guess. Try locking on, yeah. So, you know, a big lady with, a big personality. Most players would say that this is the only real use for the binoculars in the game. And, usually you find a bunch of messages right here that say, amazing chest ahead, or something similar. You know. I mean, hey, look, to be fair, after the brutal ass fucking you just got from Ornstein and Smo, it's kind of a nice reward, I'm not gonna lie. So, you know. Yeah, see, there it is. Amazing chest ahead. Like I said, it speaks for itself. It's kind of funny, though. I won't lie. So yeah, finally, we can now warp between bonfires. This is also where it becomes kind of confusing. It says you can warp between them, but only specific ones. So it's good, but it's limited. Still, I will take having to not walk back everywhere. Thank God. And hey, Siegward, how you doing?
Well, fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above. I am grateful. You know, I was thinking the gates, the old fortress. Was that your doing?
Yeah, actually that was.
Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely coincidence. Well, am I fortunate? This Knight of Katarina thanks you sincerely. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude.
Yeah, he gives you a miracle. Emit force. Pretty cool.
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
So like he says, he's going to go down below. I believe you can now find him in Blighttown's swamp, and then later in the Demon Ruins, where you need to actually save him. So be wary. Also, the Firekeeper's absent. Let's go fix that, shall we? This is why I told you not to use that Firekeeper soul. You can return it to her. And now...
Thank you. I am Anastasia of Astora. Now I can continue my duty as a keeper. But I only hope that my impure tongue does not offend.
Not at all. This is one of the reasons that it's important to let her die. You end up helping her.
Forgive me. I am impure. My tongue never intended for restoration. Please, if you have any heart, leave me be. I wish not to speak.
But yeah, even though it may seem like we're helping her, it might have put more undue stress on her than maybe she deserved. We don't know her history or her past. And while we had noble intentions, it may not have been for the best. So, who knows, really? It's kind of sad. Still, at this point in the game, assuming that you defeated Ornstein and Smaug, however you want to pronounce it, and you successfully are still human, I would now recommend going down to the catacombs, getting the Rite of Kindling, and kindling Firelink Shrine. Now that your main hub has been restored, especially if you're not using the duplication glitch, it's going to really benefit you to have the 20 Estus here, because now you can always come back to it and refill your Estus flask. Also, I really didn't need to use 20 there, but whatever. It'll be fine. So yeah, at this point in the game, honestly, I would recommend kindling every single bonfire that you can rest at up to the plus 20 Estus. It's really going to help you, and it'll make a big difference. Well, I'm probably not going to do that right now. I'll do it as we come across them. Also, finally, Big Hat Logan. Interesting, Griggs has something to say about him.
Oh, hello again. I was waiting to tell you. Master Logan has returned, and he tells me that he has you to thank. Well, we are both in your debt now. Thank you, sincerely. He's just over there. Go along and have a chat.
Yeah, he's thankful too that you saved him.
There you are. I was expecting you. As promised, I will share my sorceries.
Woohoo! So yeah, he's exclusively a merchant, and man, does he sell some good stuff. Great soul arrow, heavy soul arrow, a great heavy soul arrow, homing soul mass, soul spear, a copy of magic weapon, copy of magic shield, and normal soul arrow. So you can now double up on these, which is really good. So frankly,
I too will leave soon. Undead or no, I shan't stay here forever. You have great potential. Don't go and die over nothing.
so yeah, while we could, farm 1 billion souls and eventually get, all of his sorceries, I'm just going to do what we've always done. Drop a bunch of arrows, call it a day. Frankly, I really like this glitch because it saves you so much time. A lot of people's playtime, I feel, in Dark Souls is spent doing one of two things: dying over and over and over again, or farming so many souls to buy items that it's not even funny. That's why I love this trick. And again, glitch. It just saves you time. So like to anyone who, has been taking a lot of distaste in me using it, I mean, frankly, I don't have any shame in using it. It's just helpful. Also, Laurentius. We never came and saw you.
Well, I see you made it out. Yeah, I made it out safely too. I have my pyromancy of the Great Swamp, so I can use my methods with a bit of care. Oh yeah, by the way, I can share my spells with you. I think you have a knack for it. All you need are the materials. I'll be pleased to help you. Unless you find the magic's unsavory.
So this is a bit of a weird one. So no, we don't find the magic as unsavory.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that they'll be of some use, some assistance. Here, first take this.
Hooray! The most powerful magic in the game.
A flame from the Great Swamp. Now you're a fully fledged pyromancer.
And he's not
Let's
kidding.
get started right now.
So first, he'll sell you all sorts of basic pyromancy. It's useful. But the big thing is you can now modify equipment. So every time we do this, we are leveling effectively the spell adjust on this, which is kind of crazy. It doesn't show you, immediately what it will become, at least, by the end. But as you can see, the improvements are already quite insane. Now, if you notice, this is extremely expensive.
Goodbye then. Come back if you find anything new.
But I figured, may as well show it off. Let's become a master level pyromancer, in our sleep, basically. Because, frankly, we're going back to the Great Swamp pretty soon. So, I may as well show off where you get your master level pyromancy. And, frankly, because it doesn't take any stats, we actually can become just as effective as a pyromancer as we are a mage. In fact, we will be more effective as a pyromancer than we ever were as a spellcaster, which is kind of stupid, admittedly. This is why in later games they usually made it so pyromancy required stats.
I'm pleased, as always.
So, yep, let's just fully upgrade this. Yeah, 190 spell adjust. That's even more than what we have currently.
Goodbye then. Come back if you find anything new.
So, that's pretty insane. Otherwise, let's see how Petrus is doing. Huh. Hey there.
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady, to think I swore to protect you with my life.
So at this point, we actually missed an interaction. The maiden will show up, along with her bodyguards. Should you talk to her, she'll tell you that she's going down to the catacombs. Unfortunately, they show up at a really awkward time when you're going through Sen's fortress, so we completely missed them. It's not a big deal, but it kind of matters if you care about seeing every NPC. Still, though, it won't ruin her side quest at all. Now she's down in the Great Catacombs, specifically the Tomb of Giants. That's that big dark area we saw that we couldn't really see in. We now have the light spell, but there's another way that you're supposed to be able to explore there. One that's related to the Chaos Servant bonfire, which is where we're heading next. Otherwise, you might see a certain someone sitting beneath the bridge. Let's go pay them a visit, shall we? Because it's been a little minute since we've seen our friend there. Go. Make the little jump across. And, hey there again, pal.
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
Yeah, he's back here. And at this point, he'll still sell you all the same stuff, but he'll also sell some new armor. Specifically, the Iron Golem set and Ornstein's armor. If you defeat Smo first, he will sell you that armor instead. So, take what you like. Also, did I buy this armor? I did. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. So yeah, it's pretty useful.
Well, that is a shame then. But no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us. Someday. Sometime.
So yeah, pretty cool. So otherwise, the only other big thing I think I kind of want to address is maybe going back to Andre and upgrading our gear. Namely, our armor. Frankly, we have been wearing rags for most of our adventure, so I kind of want to change that. And of course, Kindle's bonfire, if you already haven't. We have, so nothing we need to worry about. Head on out to the Undead Parish. And wouldn't you know it, we also have the perfect amount of souls to buy that crest. Now is a pretty good time to actually go there.
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged?
Well, we will, but first, let's buy that crest of Notorious. Just so it's out of our mind. And otherwise, we could modify some things. And by the way, as you can see, the Silver Knight Sword, really good stats. The only issue is that it requires 16 strength and 22 dexterity. It's a pretty demanding weapon. It's good, though. Otherwise, we can't upgrade our Boulder Sword anymore just because we don't have the right flame for it. But we can upgrade our armor. So at this point in the game, it's probably time to pick out what'll most likely be our forever look, which is kind of sad. I don't really know what armor I'd ultimately want to wear. Admittedly, the crimson stuff is incredibly good for armor. At least, you know, the waistcloth and the robe. Namely the waistcloth, it's kind of insane how good it is. But it doesn't look all that good. Boulder armor's fun, but just doesn't look good. And plus, it's probably way too heavy compared to what we can actually equip right now. So maybe we'll just reinforce some of the basic armor we have, like the Elite Knight gauntlets, because we've just been using them. Oh, I'm out of Titanite shards. Well, I guess let's use our Souls of a Proud Knight then. Or actually, let's use these ones. Buy some more Titanite. That got us a whole 1 Titanite shard. Good. See, this is why, you know, using the trick is really helpful. Again, trick, glitch, whatever you want to call it. So let's buy some more Titanite. I think we need 5 for what we're doing. And let's upgrade our Knight Gauntlets. There we go. And we can upgrade them to +4, which, not a bad idea. The Knight Gauntlets are pretty good, but frankly, I think we should upgrade our main armor instead. So, sure. We could even upgrade it with chunks, but frankly, I think that's overkill. I think just having your armor upgraded to +6 at this point in the game is more than enough. Now, if you want more large Titanite shards, you can always go back to Sen's Fortress, take the shortcut, jump across, and talk to the one dude. It's not a bad idea. So at this point in the game, things become extremely open-ended. Once you go back to Firelink Shrine and place the Lord Vessel, which I'm going to show you how to do a very certain way, you can go anywhere else in the game. Placing the Lord Vessel unlocks every single area, barring the DLC. So, you have quite the options. Now, normally, you would speak to Frampt here, and he'll bring you down into the chamber room where you can place the Lord Vessel. As you notice, he's asleep. This does not matter, but for the sake of, you know, consistency, we'll just head down ourselves. Later, bud. Now, I will warn you, should you do it like this, he will get mad at you. It won't really do much, but, understand that you may lose out on some of his dialogue and his favor. But doing it this way will allow you to do something special later on. Namely, it lets you find the most hidden covenant in the game. More hidden than Gwendolyn's, which is kind of insane. Whoa. This is now showing you where all the gold barriers that were to block you are located. Every place where there's a gold barrier, there's someone who bears one of the souls that you need to beat the game. We've seen that one of the demon ruins, and if you noticed, there's one that was missing. That was only 3, and there's supposed to be 4. Curious. Still, at this point, you can now offer the souls of the lords to the vessel. Overall, you need to defeat Gravelord Nito, Seath the Scaleless, the Bed of Chaos, and then there's one more who I can't quite put my finger on. Oh, of course, that's right. So the 4th boss that we actually need to go fight is one we've never even heard of, who also has never been mentioned. Now, the other big thing is that cutscene earlier, I said it only showed us 3, and it felt like there was one missing. Technically speaking, you actually can fight this boss well before you get the Lord Vessel. I don't know why you would, but you certainly can. So let's go back to Firelink for a minute. And, I guess let's talk about this. So basically, the Crest of Notorious will lead you to another boss. That boss will give you a ring, which allows you to traverse the Abyss. If you remember in Blighttown, we got a key to the New Londo ruins. Basically, you can go there before getting the Lord Vessel, and I think you're even intended to go fight the 4 kings. This boss is pretty tough then, so I didn't want to do it, but nothing in the game really points you to go there ever. So it's kind of tricky. That's also the reason I wanted to do the things we did with Frampt. If we ignore him, we'll be able to unlock a very special covenant by going there. So, yeah. So now that we know about that, let's go talk to Frampt, and then we'll be heading down to the Demon Ruins, because that's actually where I want to go first, so we can fight the Bed of Chaos.
You sorry fool. You could not be the chosen one. Enough. I shall slumber until I am awakened again.
So yeah, because we didn't have him specifically take us down there and we placed the Lord Vessel ourselves, he gets irrevocably mad and you lose out on talking to him for the rest of the game. The biggest downside to that is that you could feed him items and he would give you, I think, souls or things for them. It's not very useful, so you're not missing out on a lot. Otherwise, this is the other reason I told you to make sure to get the Daughter of Chaos bonfire, because without it, you don't have an easy warp down here. Cool. Also, I haven't checked this. I don't believe in the original Dark Souls this was a feature. The Covenant feature, I believe, yeah, allows you to abandon a Covenant and rejoin them at will. So in the original game, this is where you would rejoin the Chaos Servants and give her all the humanity again, or do it for the first time. And yeah, see, our devotion ranked down. So I don't actually know how many souls we need to give her. I'm gonna give her 10 and see what happens. Because I don't know how far down this put us. So it deepened. Still +1. I guess let's give her the other 8. Because again, we need to be a +2 servant for what's coming up. This is important. There we go. Rank gained. Beautiful. So now that we've done that, let's get moving, shall we? Now, while you might be thinking to yourself, oh yeah, let's go straight down into the Demon Ruins, you actually need to go back into the Swamp of Blighttown first. When Siegward said he was heading down, he really meant it, and he's trying to brave it alone. We need to go help our friend out. I believe, anyways. If I'm wrong, whoopsies. Then I'm really remembering things wrongly. But still, we'll go give him a check. Make sure he's finding things out all right. Plus, ultimately, if you didn't explore Blighttown the first time, now that we have the Rusted Iron Ring, now's a really great time to go back. So, you know, stay optimistic about things. Now, granted, if you're looking like these egg carriers, I mean, look, I don't know how to be optimistic in that situation. I mean, frankly, they're even praying for us to kill them right there, but, you know, do your best. So yeah, I believe he is somewhere on one of these little islands fighting some things. Go away. Yeah, there he is. See him? Also, there's the Witch of Izalith, who will teach us the advanced pyromancies. We'll go to her in a bit. First, we need to help our buddy out. I believe he's over here somewhere? Oh, man, we do so much more damage now. Thank goodness. So yeah, I forget exactly where he is, but I remember him being down here somewhere. Like I said, I don't really remember. There he is. So yeah, he's tucked way away in a corner where you would never think to come back to find him. Why they put him here, I will never know, but they did. So, come on over and let's see what ails him now. Usually every time you see him, he has something that's preventing him from moving forward. So, how's it hanging, buddy? He is asleep. Huh. Right.
Oh ho! Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. You see, I'm actually in a bit of a fix. I've made it this far, but I'm short on antidote moss for the trip back. By my knighthood, I'm ashamed to ask, but can you spare a few scraps of moss?
Yeah, we can.
Fantastic. Thank you. A saint you are. This Knight of Katarina expresses his deepest gratitude. I shall not forget this. Please, take this, a symbol of my appreciation.
Oh, thanks.
Well, our fates do seem entwined, don't they? Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn. The poison swamp, like quicksand in there.
So yeah, if you don't give him those moss antidotes, his quest will end here and he dies here. So keep that in mind. It's important to make sure to help him out. So back across the swamp we go, and along the way, we'll visit the Pyromancer Witch. She's going to help us become a master level Pyromancer. Which is, again, stupid. Come on. I hate these mosquitoes so much. You know, this is why we have magic. There. Naughty little mosquitoes. Don't mind me, just running through the poison swamp. If I was smart, I would have equipped the remedy spell, but I wasn't particularly smart and didn't equip that. So, whoopsies. Still, we have plenty of moss to go around. And, hey there.
A mere undead, yet you can see me. Fascinating. I am Quelana of Izalith. I am not often revealed to walkers of flesh. You have a gift. Are you too one who seeks my pyromancy, like Salomon?
Yes.
Yes, of course. It should be expected. Very well. You shall be my pupil, But to pursue my pyromancy, you must give something up. Are you prepared to do this?
Yes. So, with a bunch of money, you can change your pyromancy flame into a pyromancy flame. If you notice, although it has the same name and looks like it loses its efficiency, the flame goes from 40 to 60, and its spell adjust gets even higher. So, it's important to do that.
No luck. Well, young pupil, you must have patience, but do not keep me waiting much longer.
Oh, don't you worry, I won't. I just gotta duplicate some souls real quick, because, you're expensive. I'm not gonna lie, he is expensive. So, let's do our favorite glitch in the game, and, save ourselves quite a bit of time, shall we? Go. Roll on down, boom, and make sure we use selected item. We'll just do 1 billion souls, because why not? Woohoo! That'll be more than enough. Pick up our arrows and our other souls.
I was expecting you. Let us begin.
Certainly. And let's make our pyromancer flame all that much more powerful. So at this point, as you can see, the spell adjust becomes ridiculous. 230. You can also learn all of her pyromancy, including Great Combustion. It's stupid.
Now go. Whatever you do, do not crack and go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.
Yeah, pretty good.
You again. I applaud your diligence. But what have you brought for me? Long ago, I accepted another pupil like yourself. Over 200 years ago, there was a man almost as bungling as you. In your world, he was called Salaman, the Master Pyromancer. The little rascal really made something of himself.
Interesting.
Pyromancy is the art of invoking and manipulating fire. But remember one thing. Always fear the flame, lest you be devoured by it and lose yourself. I would hate to see that happen again. No luck.
Interesting advice. So yeah, though, now we are technically a master level pyromancer. We are stronger with pyromancy than we ever will be with magic, which is stupid. Thanks, Dark Souls 1. So yeah, for shits and giggles, if we really wanted, I could throw on the pyromancer glove in this offhand, because frankly, it weighs nothing. And I could throw on, say, Great Combustion, and absolutely destroy certain bosses. And frankly, we will be using it. Not on anything coming up, especially in the Demon Ruins, because, it's kind of the fire area, but in an area a little bit from now. It's actually back in the forest, and down below in the New Londo ruins, where we'll be using our pyromancy. So yeah, any character can use this. The only condition to use pyromancy is that you have enough attunement to attune one spell. And even then, if you have the Dark Moon Seance Ring, you can simply equip that and equip a pyromancy spell. So even then, even with 0 attunement, you can use pyromancy. So long as you have the souls for it, you're a master level pyromancer. It is stupid and ridiculous, and frankly, I hate that that is how it works in this game. At the same time, it makes playing through this game a lot easier, especially on repeat playthroughs, because you know that you can always fall back on pyromancy. So, it is what it is. So the big reason I want to come this way first is because we're going to be helping out a friend. Also, too, yeah, they found the copy and paste button and decided to throw every single, Taurus demon we've ever seen, right over there for no reason. So, that's kind of cool. Now, as stupid as it is, they're actually guarding an item. If you see that little item over there, directly above my head, that is the Chaos Ember. That will allow you to make chaos weapons, which give you fire damage that scale with how much humanity you have. Yes, they are as broken as they sound. The issue, though, is it's guarded by that ring of lava and all of those enemies. Unfortunately, for what's coming up, we need to be human for a little bit longer. So I don't want to just rush through them and die yet. Because even though I do want to lose all these souls I cheated for, I would prefer doing the human required thing first and then going that way. Also, man, we really do zero fucking damage with our actual weapon. Such is the issue of being a magic swordsman. Without the magic, the swordsman part kind of doesn't matter all that much. Kind of a shame, but no, that's how it is. And I mean, I could have used magic weapon, and coming up here, I'm going to. You'll see why. We're going to be fighting a lot of Capra demons, and I mean, at this point in the game, they're not that hard. Even the first encounter with them was only hard because they had dogs with them. So, let's, yeah. A total of 6 of them, which is just goofy. This is why I wanted to be human. You come this way, your dear friend Kirk invades you. Unfortunately for him, we are much stronger than we ever were. I will say, make sure to kill him on the ledge, because otherwise you won't be able to pick up the things he drops, assuming he does drop things. Namely, humanity, 26k souls. So, you know, it's pretty good, the stuff he leaves you. Now, admittedly, magic is really nice for these guys. See? Makes it a cinch. Our buff just ran out. That's unlucky. To be fair, our heavy attacks actually do a fair amount of damage. So yeah, that is the second Kirk encounter. Make sure you get that right now. Otherwise, should you proceed by killing the boss of this area, you will miss out on that encounter forever. The same is true for the Kirk in the sewer too, and I didn't make as big of a deal of it because I feel like that one's fairly easy, but this one's really easy to miss. So don't miss it. At least if you care about getting his armor. Poke, and a poke, and a slash. Thanks, buddy. Poke, and a poke. Yeah, Capra demons, they're not all that bad. Now, a really cool detail I actually want to show off is that the boss we'll be fighting pretty soon is actually sitting right there. It's kind of hard to see him, but that's a boss. We won't be fighting him right away. There's a couple things we have to do first, but, yeah, he's kind of just sitting there. It's really cool that you can see him. Also, say hi to these goobers. We're going to be seeing a lot of these guys. They're annoying. They have a high defense, they spit fire. They're not all that fun. Yeah, see? There he is. Hi, buddy. We'll be killing you later. And, there's also giant worms here. These enemies are a pain. They have an attack that actually degrades and breaks your equipment. So be careful around these guys. If you don't have magic or a bow or some way to fight them at range, they're really tough, and you're probably going to break your stuff. So, be forewarned. Otherwise, he's guarding a bonfire, so let's use it. Now, I want to say we got just enough souls to gain 1 level, so I'm going to use that 1 level. Woohoo! Otherwise, I could kill myself and get rid of all these souls, but I'm just going to try to keep track of it because I kind of want to stay human for what's to come. Hi there, meatball. Goodbye. Yeah, there's a lot of these dudes. So, frankly, don't fret about using magic weapon. It'll save you a lot of headache. It doesn't even add a whole lot of damage against these dudes, but it does let you two-shot them, so I think it's worth it. Nice. And hello, Taurus Demon. It's been quite a long time since we've seen you. Yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of these dudes. Luckily, we do a lot of damage now compared to when we first fought them. Hey. Ow. He still does just as much damage as he always did, though. Yeesh. Hey, you're walking me off a cliff here, buddy. Can you not? Oh, he barely got me. Oh, well. It's for the best. I just won't pick up my souls. I can still... Well, no, I do want to pick them up, though, because it has my humanity. Ugh. What a nasty situation I put myself in by being negligent. Oh, well. Also, I still have the rusted iron ring on. Whoops. Let's put our lingering dragon crest back on. There we go. I was wondering why my buff didn't last all that long. Now it's pretty obvious. Yeah, that'll be good, though, because that means I can die at any of these other points, and it won't matter as much. So, double-edged sword, but one that works. Oh, there's that fire attack. Yeah, these guys are kind of annoying. They're not hard. They're just obnoxious. Alright, pal, come on. Let's do it. Wow, really? Surprised I rolled a little too early. Also, there's that invulnerability from being knocked down. Honestly, I would abuse that more than I have been. And hello, Mr. Worm. You are not my friend. So let's hit you with some soul arrows. Whoops, not that. There we go. Whoops, didn't need to cast that one. All good, though. And hello, Mr. Capra Demon. Gonna... Yeah, height matters in this game a lot more than you'd think. Thank goodness, too. There we go. Get some nice souls. I've really not been keeping track of how many we've actually earned compared to how many we've cheated, so, whoopsies. But yeah, see, these guys are super tanky for no reason. I guess it's because they're statues and made out of stone, so kinda makes sense, but I'm not a big fan of them. Hi, second Taurus Demon. Boy, do they love putting you everywhere for no reason. I don't know why, but they really like the Taurus Demon. I mean, I guess it makes sense. These are the demon ruins. You... Yeah, quit that. I just poke you. There we go. See, they're not even that hard. I just played like an idiot and got unlucky. Oh, well, it's what I get. And look, a third Taurus Demon, because why not? We hate the player. Oh, well. You might be thinking to yourself, well, why aren't you using your magic, right? Well, there's going to be a lot of worms coming up, and frankly, I want to save my magic for them. Plus, great magic weapon really makes quick work of the Taurus Demons. Hi there, worm. You're looking awfully wormular today. Have some magic, buddy. You've earned it. Let's see. So, 4 of these? Yeah, so 4 great soul arrows and then 1 heavy. It's not so bad. Not a bad conversion rate. Hi, worms. Oh! Yeah, there's that, Oh, this is gonna get me killed.
I thought I had my shield equipped, I'm not gonna lie.
We're all good, though. So yeah, be careful, though. That is a 360-degree attack that they got there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one of these should do it. I guess let's see if 2 of them work. Ooh, nice green Titanite shard. The second? No, it barely doesn't. Can we poke him? Yeah. Nice. 1, 2. Whoops, that's normal magic weapon. That's fine, though. Not a big deal. Oh, and look, we have just enough magic to take care of him. Thank goodness. Yeah, this is why I very specifically wasn't using my magic on the Taurus demons, because these goddamn caterpillars are so annoying. I guess they are more worm-like, but either way. And for all that effort, you receive the Large Flame Ember, which is not to be confused with the Large Ember. This is used for making fire weapons. That's also why it's kind of funny that the Chaos one is literally just right down the way, but, yeah. May as well grab this while we're here. We'll actually be getting an item very soon that allows us to go get the other Ember. It's just we need to get the item first. So admittedly, that drained us of most of our magic, but we still have 2 great magic weapons, so we should be fine for the next boss. Now, if you notice, there's a gaping hole right here. If you're also clever, you can jump over here and get a nice little item. Notably, this area specifically is where you gain access to... Yeah, this is where you want to jump down. Should you be rank 2 with the Daughter of Chaos Covenant. It will open this door, which allows you to fight the Sunlight Maggot, which is basically a special version of this little guy. Should you not do this right now, should you progress too far into the game, basically, should you beat the upcoming boss before doing this, Solaire will die. So you want to make sure you go out of your way to come and do this. If you're not a rank 2 member, you can't open this door. I believe once it's opened, though, it's open forever. So, that's pretty nice. Now, one of these will drop the Sunlight Maggot, which is actually a unique helmet that, when you put it on, creates light. This is how you are supposed to explore further into the catacombs. Granted, this is an extremely obscure thing. So a lot of players, when they first play through the game, find that on Solaire's head after having to kill him. It's not that Solaire dies here. It's that the Sunlight Maggot attaches itself to his head, and you have to kill him. So don't make that mistake. And while you can, and get his armor and stuff by doing that, I would recommend not letting him die that way. He's a bro. And I believe he is one of the only NPCs that can join you for the final battle. So keep him around. It'll be worth your time. If you noticed, there was a Titanite demon. Going that way skips a lot, and yes, I see the item I missed. But the point is, should you do this, you can skip 2 of the bosses and basically go straight to the bed of chaos. Or as I like to call it, the bed of bullshit. You'll understand why when we get to the fight. It's stupid. I think it's the worst designed fight in the game, and frankly, it's one of the biggest reasons I have to hesitate before even playing this game. Also, say hi to Dragon Ass. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's see, is that 16, 17, 18, 19? Looks like 20... At least 20 dragon asses that they just copy and pasted and threw down here for no reason. Very nice. Very nice. For whatever reason at this point in the game, and my guess would be due to development time, they kind of just hit the copy-paste button and went crazy with it. There's not a whole lot of good enemy design down here, and it really goes to show, especially when you get to the actual, you know, area, Izalith. Especially when you get to, you know, the boss. It's terrible. I think this is absolutely the single worst area of Dark Souls, and it's not even close. Frankly, this is the most dog shit part of the game, and that's kind of why I wanted to get it out of the way. Even the boss here is just a reskin of the Asylum Demon. He does a little more damage. He has identical attacks compared to the one we fought on the return trip. There is nothing unique about this guy. He looks cool. But look, he's using the same attack that we've already seen before. This might be the one I was actually thinking about in terms of him doing a ton of damage. But I mean, like, seriously? We fought him before. This is a done deal. We know what to do. So it's, you know, beyond this point, I think there's only one actually cool part of this, and that's kind of a shame. So, I mean, you know, it's like a 95% awesome game that really isn't that bad to get through. Everything past the demon ruins is, terrible. And I hate saying that. I'm sure there are some people who love this part, but I mean, seriously, look at this boss. Like, is this good design? I don't think so. And granted, who knows what the developers were actually going through and what was happening in the office or what have you at the time. There's no way for us to really know that. And I mean, granted, I think they're... I think there's some documentation and some, I think, interviews and things about that, which I think they ran out of development time, and this is one of the last areas they were doing. So, I mean, it makes sense, but it still sucks, you know? It's like, ah, sweet, you guys polished a turd. You know, it blows. It's like, it's not all bad. There's still some cool stuff going on here. It's just, I mean, I think the 20 dragon asses speak for themselves. In fact, because of that, there's actually a major exploit in the painted world that I'll be showing off once we go there. It's really stupid. And frankly, I kind of feel bad that I even feel this way about this game. This is an awesome game. And, you know, the fact that the copy-paste button in Dragon Ass City is, such a bad area really hurts, you know? It's like I want to have good things to say about it, but it just sucks. And the worst part is that this is required. You have to come here and do all this in order to beat the game. So, it's a necessary evil that really blows. Also, we definitely got 20k off of the boss, so I'm just gonna level up our endurance. Call it good. So yeah, I don't know. It sucks. It is what it is, ultimately. So yeah, bit of a shame, though. Like, I think that's kind of the last thing I like telling people is, oh yeah, Dark Souls is a super fun and challenging game. About halfway through it, you find one of the most dog shit levels that, you know, is super poorly designed and is not fun at all. You know, like that blows. That so blows. At least the theming for the area was consistent. You know, it's ruins, it's demons, there's fire. So, that's cool. And now granted, while there is all that negative, right, about Izalith itself, and largely the demon ruins, because, I mean, come on. That many Capra demons, that many Taurus demons, I mean, seriously. While that does suck, at least the boss that we're about to fight is really cool. But past that, my compliments end. At least for coming here, you do get the Armor of Thorns if you didn't mess up Kirk's quest, so that's nice. I believe, too, if you are human, which I'm kind of a fool and I should have been, you can summon Solaire for this fight. So let's go back to that bonfire and human up, shall we? Do-do-do-do. Oh yeah, plus there's an item right here. We'll grab that on the way down. There, it's a good thing I messed up. Not often that it's a good thing, but eh. It is what it is. There we go. Now let's grab our delicious, juicy item that I'm sure will be worth our time to have grabbed. Right, game? No, not really. Eh. Better than nothing, I suppose. Still, it makes getting down kind of a pain. Literally. Yeah, for this fight, summon Solaire. This is also why it's important. I think you can do this fight with him before beating the Sunlight Maggot. But again, I wouldn't even risk it. Just do it before the Demon Fire Sage and be safe. Like I mentioned too, with how interconnected the world is, if you're playing the game honestly and legitly without using the duplication glitch, go back to the sewer and farm rats with the Ring of Discovery. You'll get plenty of humanity after, you know, some patience. Hey, it's that boss I mentioned. He's real fun. And while it's kind of hard to see and tell, he has a tail we can cut off. So, make sure to do that. I believe it gives you a pretty unique whip. I think. I might be wrong. Anyways, when the fight starts, run over this way, because frankly, the starting arena right there is terrible. You're going to take a lot of damage running through this lava, but trust me, it is worth getting over here. If you notice, Solaire doesn't take a lot of damage for some reason. He has a little secret he's not telling us. Namely that they equipped him with a certain ring that we actually will get for beating this fight. So yeah, luckily Solaire actually will come over here with you, which is super nice. Thank goodness they programmed him well. And how couldn't they? I mean, seriously, he's kind of the secondary protagonist of the game, to be honest. Hi there, buddy. All right, Solaire. Yeesh, rude. Well, let's get to it, shall we? Can you quit that? Alright, seriously, quit spamming the same goddamn move. Get on the platform and let's actually fight. I don't think I've ever seen him spam that like that. That's ridiculous. Alright, come on, buddy. Oops, I just undid my buff because I'm stupid. Oh, well. Sorry, Solaire. I guess, let's redo our buff and start hitting his tail. Hey, come on. Oh, he grabbed Solaire again. Gosh darn it. Luckily, they did make Solaire fairly tanky for this fight, which is nice. Ow. Give me your tail. There we go. So yeah, you can actually cut it off and it becomes a separate enemy. It also gives you the orange charred ring early in the fight. With that equipped, you can actually traverse the lava fairly safely. That's assumedly what Solaire has equipped and what's helping him in this fight. Boom. Done like dinner. So, once I see how many souls he gives us, I'll equip the orange charred ring. Ooh, nice. Yeah, nice 40,000. That's basically 2 levels. Pretty good. Yeah, throw on the orange charred ring. And now, lava does so little damage to you, you don't even gotta worry about it. It adds up, sure, but this is what you wanted. Whee! So yeah, it's super cool that lava is now kind of not a huge issue. Like I said, it still hurts, but it at least isn't that bad. Notably, your fire resistance actually determines how much damage you take, and the ring basically just boosts your fire resistance specifically to lava or something like that, which is kind of funny. Also, hey there, Solaire.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it. Why? After all this...
So yeah, remember, his entire quest was to find his own son. You know, like a son. Which is why, after this fight, he will go and find the Sunlight Maggot. Should he find the Sunlight Maggot, because you didn't kill it, he'll go hollow. Because he eventually wears it without killing it, and goes insane. Should you allow that to happen, he has some pretty interesting hollowed ravings, but again, I wouldn't let your friend do that. Still, welcome to Izalith. The entire area is dragon ass infested and lava. Frankly, there is no reward for going off the beaten path here. Follow the items and just get to the giant city. There's no point in fighting the dragons. I think they drop an okay amount of souls, but frankly, it's just not worth your time. Also, of course, there's more of these dudes. Get ready to see, like, what feels like hundreds of them. It's not actually, it's probably like 20 in total, but still, it's a lot. So yeah, this whole area is just goofy. Because again, they don't do anything other than just deter you from not going the right way. There's no items to find out there. Trust me, people have looked. So yeah, it's kind of dumb. But hey, I mean, at least it's a vibrant area. That's kind of the best I can say. Still, once you've done all that, drop on down, roll through the secret wall, and unveil basically the only bonfire for this entire area. Frankly, I think they give you a twin humanity, so that way, if you want to kindle this, you can. I'm going to drop 16 of these, and I'm going to do the dupe trick, dupe glitch. Just because, frankly, I want to max kindle this, because it's going to make our life a lot easier. Plus, there's a good chance we die a whole bunch coming up, and I want to make sure that we have humanity to spare. So, you know. Also, let's grab 2 levels from beating the centipede demon. A little bit more endurance, and should be good. Ooh, I didn't pick up my arrows. I'm a fool. There we go. Now, let's kindle 3 times. Get that nice 20 Estus flask. You'd probably be fine with just 10. Admittedly, the boss here isn't really going to depend on your Estus flask or skill, which is so shitty. Why I personally call it the bed of bullshit is because it's bullshit, and I fucking hate it. Pardon my strong language regarding these things, but it's just not fun. You'll see what I'm talking about once we actually get there. Until then, make sure you're human. The third encounter with Kirk is actually in this city. So, yeah. Let me tell you, this is a big area. You're predominantly going to be fighting those meatball creatures, which is why I get so sick of them. Frankly, if you're using magic weapon and being a magic swordsman like me, use magic weapon and get poking. Otherwise, if you're using a normal weapon, it, you know, just hit them. They're not all that bad. Ooh, also at this point, I don't need the lava ring on. I will put... Ow! Get it. There. Ish, I tell ya. Yeah, and these dudes are everywhere, so don't be surprised if they sneak up behind you or something. Like, look at this. Oh, and look, here comes another. It's just so funny. It's like, really? Like, why are there so many of these dudes? Around every little corner. So yeah, this is where I'm, you know, it feels like, yeah, they ran out of development time or budget or something, because this is just silly. Like, imagine what cool enemies they could have put all throughout the demon ruins, right? Like, it's just a shame. That's kind of really all it comes down to, is it really is just a shame. So, you know, beat up the meatballs. How many was that? Like 20? Like I said, you fight a lot of them. That's the worst part. There's nothing even interesting to say about this part. You're just walking through what is essentially a hallway, fighting the same enemy several times. Like, ugh. At least this guy's strange. This guy, I believe, can pick you up, grab you, and I think he can also spray you with stuff that breaks your armor. They're not super hard to fight, but I prefer to keep my distance to them. Yep, there's the stuff that breaks your gear. At least I think it does. It either does that or it makes you sticky and you can't move. I don't really remember which. Still, he drops your red titanite chunk, so that's pretty nice. See, and it feels like this is where a bonfire should have been, but they said nah. Also up there, one of the witches of Izalith. Like, actually. If you notice, she's got pyromancy. I will warn you, it hurts. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is the bad thing. Kirk loves to invade you mid-fight. Hi, buddy. So yeah, once you've dealt with her, get on to fighting Kirk. Come on. Come on, pal. There you go. Goodbye. That's the last we'll be seeing of Kirk. Oh, and we got his shield. Very nice. And also, for beating the witch, you get the Izalith catalyst. Pretty cool. It's weird that you get a catalyst when they're pyromancers. It kind of doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever, I guess. So yeah, city with, you know, 30 of the same enemy, a built-in gank, and an item that doesn't even make sense for them to drop. With the worst boss in the entire game. In fact, I would even hazard to say the worst boss in the entire series of all the Souls games. They really outdid themselves in how terrible they could make a level. Which sucks. Because this should have been a fun place, you know? Also, am I really not going to be able to get that? Okay, there we go. Whew. Whew. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, it's just a shame. Still, at least it's short. That's probably the best thing I can say about it. Short. I was going to say sweet and simple, but it's neither of those things, unfortunately. Oh well. At least we beat Kirk. So, that's nice. Now we can get the Armor of Thorns. And look, even more meatballs. Like, a lot more. Okay. What? That was weird. Because it couldn't load the, all the models together at once for some reason there. Strange. Don't think I've ever seen that happen, but, alright. poke, and poke, and poke. So at least 3 pokes from us right now kills these guys. This is also the point in the game where if you are doing a soul level 1 run, if you don't have that hammer from the giant blacksmith, your damage is going to be doing piss here, frankly. These guys are so resistant to fire. Really everything here is. So if you don't have the blacksmith hammer, or well, the giant blacksmith hammer, good luck. At least the boss doesn't require you to really damage it. Also, this is where the shortcut brings you from the Chaos Servant. So you can avoid literally all of the lava and fire by just farming 30 humanity. It's honestly pretty damn worth it for repeat playthroughs. There we go. Now, for what is coming up. And this is weird, trust me. Put on the Rusted Iron Ring. I would also recommend you buff your weapon with whatever strong buff you have. You notice the floor here isn't exactly stable. Welcome to a million of these dudes. Frankly, I would abuse the fact that you can shoot them from up here, and if you notice, those giant gaping teethy maws, you don't want to fall into. I'd recommend you don't. Oh, you take just the awkward enough amount. Alright. Go. And yeah, see, like, this seems like a cool area. Why didn't they do more with this? I don't know. Oh well, really. Look, I'm not a game dev, so, like, I kind of hate even commenting on it. But, like, it really does just feel like, man, they really could have done a lot cooler stuff. Like, there's cool stuff here. But why wasn't the rest of Izalith like this? I don't know. So, yeah. That's pretty important, is that you come down here. You notice there's several of these dudes, and there's a lot of area here. So, hi there, Mr. Big Squid thing. I don't even know what to call this. Like, I guess a squid? I don't know. I feel like tentacle monster feels more apt than just squid, you know? Well, at least we have sorcery. Makes them a lot easier. I want to say other places on the floor crumble here, but I just don't remember. I don't remember how to get up there either. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've come down here personally. Oh, hi, Zegward.
Ah. Oh, there you are. Wait, did you defeat those dire creatures?
Yeah.
Outstanding. You never fail to impress. Well, wonderful. This Knight of Katarina thanks you. Take this as a token of my gratitude.
Well, thanks.
I feel like I'm always thanking you. I curse my own inability. I feel like I'm always...
So yeah, once you've helped Zegward here, you have more or less done the hardest parts of his quest, which is good. It, kind of sucks that it's so easy to lose out on his entire quest line, but, it is what it is. Yeah, welcome to the second poison swamp of the game. I don't know why they did this, but they did. Still, you at least get some pretty good stuff for, coming down here. At least if you're planning on using a fire weapon. Hi, buddy. Make this quick and painless, shall we? I don't need to get glooped, thank you. Good night, my sweet prince. Thanks. I think there's even more somewhere. Also, yeah, I think these are just giant kill pits. Yeah, don't listen to that message. Don't try jumping. It will get you killed. Go figure, huh? It's so weird that they made, like, this entire area and it's just only dedicated for Zegward's side quest. Like, that's the only point to coming here. Like, sure, you can get your red titanite, but you can get that in other locations. So, It's just weird. Also, there's a chest here. It's not a mimic. But it does give you a red titanite slab. So, you'll need that if you want a +5, I believe, fire weapon. Yeah, super strange area. At least this is interesting and different compared to everything else in Izalith. So, that's at least something good I can say. Don't know if it's well designed or very fun, but it's at least interesting. So, that's cool. Now, granted, it is another poison swamp, but, oh well. Take what you can get, I suppose. So yeah, though, once you're done here, just run around a bit. And, all that's left is the Notorious Bed of Bullshit, as I've lovingly dubbed it. I said dubbed. I meant to say dubbed. Oh well. Granted, I really don't know if it if it deserves that amount of respect. There I go again, combining my words. I wanted to say, you know, deserved, but I said reserved because I was going to say respect. So I took the R and added it to deserve. I don't know why I do that, but So yeah, once you're done, head on up and get ready to have a very fun time. I say fun with air quotations, if you couldn't tell. La da 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 da, la da 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 doo, la da 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 dee. One more squid monster for thee. Frankly, I'm gonna just use Great Magic Weapon, because the boss doesn't care about you being able to damage it. Hey there, buddy. Yeah, see, and they're not even that bad up close. They just look scary. Ooh, Fire Whip. Nice pyromancy. So, for the coming boss fight, the only real strategy I can give you is have a bow and make sure you can light roll. Past that, I really don't have a good strategy for this thing. Otherwise, if I were you, if you want to save yourself a headache, I would use your Rings of Sacrifice here. Just straight up. Imminent rear. Weakness, projectile. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the worst boss fight in the entire Souls series, the Bed of Chaos. It looks cool and epic. Like, this should be sweet. However, as you will quickly understand and see, it's a very one-note fight. First, I would recommend running to the right. This is the easier of the first two. Once you break this first link here, it will ignite the boss, and they receive, I believe it's a giant flaming talon, which is just great. Just wonderful. Yep. So now you have a giant flaming talon to deal with. In addition to that, ow, the arena will now start to crumble. So in addition to having more reach than ever before, it can now swipe you into the pit and instantly kill you. It's stupid. Well, look, it almost happened there. How lovely. Better make sure you fully heal. It doesn't matter, though. Thank you, Bed of Bullshit. Yeah. Here's the fun part. You now have to walk all the way back. Every single time. The only saving grace to this boss is that damage you inflict, i.e. breaking the chains, carries over to every attempt thereafter. If it were not for that, if you had to do this boss fight in one run, I don't think many people would ever complete Dark Souls. This boss is so absolutely random and just unfair and not skill-based that you may as well just throw eggs at a wall until the game decides to beat itself for you. I mean, seriously, it's stupid. That's why I'm going to be happy once we're done with this, and I never have to think about it again. At least until I replay the game, inevitably, because I do overall love the game. I just hate this one area and boss. This is also why I would recommend grabbing every Ring of Sacrifice you can. Not the rare ones, just the normal ones. Because it'll keep you from losing all of your souls every time you inevitably die to this boss's bullshit. At this point, too, I would also recommend equipping your bow once you've broken the first one. You'll understand why. Now, like I said, if you can't fast roll, make sure you can unequip something and do that. We're still good. Let's head on down. Admittedly, this is a fight where Magic Shield actually is really useful if you're a sorcerer, because it lets you fully block the damage of the boss, which is nice. But, yeah. So basically, just hug the wall, keep your shield up. As you run around, eventually the arena will fall and crumble. Basically, you want to just get in, I believe it's this corner right here. Get your bow. And just start shooting arrows until you accidentally hit the chain link. There's a bunch of foliage in the way, so you're probably going to have to fire a couple arrows, just kind of randomly in it and at it, toward it. It's, you know, not cool. There we go. We randomly hit it. That at least alleviates the pain of, you know, running all the way over there and back, which, let me tell you, is it bullshit. So now it has 2 giant claws. Now your objective is get to the middle and get through. At this point, you can unequip your bow. You won't need it. So, good luck getting back. I'm serious. It's ridiculously hard. This is also why I recommended going the way we did, is because the path to the left is a lot easier to get back than the path to the right. Now, when you run up, you'll probably get swiped and he's going to break the middle path. If I were you, just run straight down and hope that doesn't happen. That a bullshit, everybody. Awesome fight. So yeah, if you're lucky, you won't get swiped. If you're unlucky, you'll get hit midair, sent into the pit, and there's nothing you can do. Like, straight up. There's just nothing you can do about that. That's why I said this fight is not skill. It is just complete luck. I'm sure speedruns have ways and setups and things they do to counter it and make it more bearable. It's still just a bad fight. I don't think there's any excuse for this being in the game. And frankly, it sucks that this shit stain is smearing an otherwise really fun and enjoyable game. You know, like, it just sucks. We'll be done with it soon enough, though. And I'll be honest, frankly, if we do it the next time and don't die again, that'll be, frankly, a really good run of Bed of Chaos. Normally, people will spend hours and hours and hours just dying to this thing over and over and over again. Like, even someone like me who's been playing this game since, what, 2013 when it came out, just about. Even I struggle with this thing because it's just so fucking random. So, oh well, I guess, you know, like, it is what it is. And I mean, as you've seen, our weapon hasn't mattered. Our armor hasn't mattered. Sure, we took a lot of damage and our health pool kind of mattered, but otherwise we've been knocked into a pit and instantly killed. That's been the fight. So when you run in, just kind of run toward the middle. Hope it doesn't instantly swipe you. Maybe wait until it does a swipe like that. Heal up. Wait for the next swipe. See if you can roll through them. Even then, you may not be lucky. You might just get chained to death, like so. It's kind of awesome. Really, really cool, fun, and fair fight. Oh. Okay, we've been, I think, granted a mercy. No, I lied. Let's just heal up, be safe. See if we can block the swipe. All right. Just fall down, and you're home free. Now, it can still hit you with a swipe on that little branch and instantly kill you by knocking you off. So yeah. Once you're in, smack the dumb little fucking grub and be done with the bed of chaos. What a terrible fight. Like, seriously? I mean, at least it gives you 60,000 souls. I guess that's nice. But hey, look at the positive. We got our first Lord Soul. So, let's level up a bit. Sure. And, get 30 endurance. And I think that's about how many souls we had. Sure. I don't know. I stopped keeping track. I don't really care. So, let's go back to Firelink. And, take a breather, shall we? Whew. Well, that was, certainly not fun. But, we got it done. Thank goodness. So now, we have a couple different places we could go. We could go down to the catacombs and fight Nito. We could go down to the New Londo ruins and fight the Four Kings. We could go up and fight Seath the Scaleless. We could also go back to Anor Londo, fight Dark Sun Gwendolyn, go to the Painted World of Ariamis. I mean, we have just so many places and things that we can do. I mean, heck, there's even the DLC still left for us to do. So, we certainly have our work cut out for us, and there's going to be no shortage of things to do. Obviously, I don't think we'll get that all done next time, but, well, you never know. My guess is we'll probably go to the catacombs next, or maybe New Londo? See what happens. Possibly the Painted World? I guess we'll see how I feel. Till then, as always, I've been Bread. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.